Gamers. Hamhog, Frisia, IDT, Tofu, Nathan, Yusiv, Ivaro. Good to see you. Stream Elements, bots. What are you doing here? What are you doing over here? Shovel jump scare. True. What's up, everybody? How can I submit my game? There is a channel in the Discord called Showcase Saturday. Let me make sure the music actually stops there. Yeah, okay. Didn't leak the rest of the soundtrack. I probably should move that to a different folder so that there isn't a risk of that. Keegan, welcome. Good to see you. Tech Tamil application. Welcome. What country are you from? I'm from the United States. IDT, welcome in. Inbound shovel pin message. Oh, did you send one? Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Lyra. Hold on, let me. Oh, I think I need to restore chat so I can pin that. Hold on. Lyra, I almost put you in timeout instead of pinning your message. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Now we're popped out. I'm a little more awake this time thanks to an energy drink. Nice. Okay, is the... Yeah. Okay. W Lyra translated to in Lyra. In Lyra we trust, am I right? I don't know why I used to think Shovel was British before the Shovel Jam. That's so funny. No idea what gave that impression. Did you just start before the starting? Yeah, I'm kind of unpredictable like that, you know. Lyra almost got sent to the void. True. Are you planning some showcase days during or around Next Fest? Oh, that's a good idea. Let me peruse when Next Fest is. October 19th to the 26th. Am I dumb, or like, is this a typo on Steam's official Next Fest page, right? Hold on. October 19th to out 26th? That's just Am I missing something? Okay, so 19th to the 26th. The 19th is a Monday, and the 26th is also a Monday. So the 24th and the 17th, I could do 17th is playing games that are gonna be up in Next Fest, and then 24th is more Next Fest games. So the month of Outember, true. I submitted my game. Nice. It was dark over there in the void. Nice. All right, let me move this. Yeah, there we go. Actually, there we go. Shovel, why no more devlogs? Have you given up on Isadora? Absolutely not. Not even close. I'm actually going to release a new devlog very soon. I've been working on it for a while now. Why no more devlogs is just they take a long time to make. Especially because I don't want to make like easy ones. But no, absolutely not even close to giving up on Isadora. I think I'd probably die first. So, yeah. What was I gonna say? Right. Yeah. So I've been working on Isadora the whole time. I have like a really good. I ran a playtest that went really well. And I'm making a lot of progress for sure. And then a new devlog coming out soon. So hope you're looking forward to that. Hey Shovel, you should check out this indie Metroidvania called Isadora's Edge. I think there's a demo coming soon for it. I think you really like it. Yeah, I hope so. I thought Lyra was spamming, but Shovel just pinned the message. I really like Isadora's design. She reminds me of Solana from Pokemon Ranger 1. I mean it very positively. I love Pokemon Ranger. Oh, okay, let me see. Solana. Pokemon Ranger. Oh, yeah. Wow. Holy smokes. They are very similar designs. They both have the big red shoulder pads. I was completely unaware of this character. Damn, this character cool as hell, though. Hold on, let me... Dude, this character cool as hell. I can see the similarities. Both have the big spiky blue ponytail and like the big red shoulder pads. Nice. Cool design, cool design. Hello again, just figured I mentioned I swapped engine from Unity to Godot because I got a team member that joined from the server. I'll be waiting to put my game in the showcase until later. Oh, exciting, that's cool. Yeah, Isadora should cosplay as her. Hey, Gale Storm! Welcome in, Gale. How you doing? Okay, put this here. Actually, let's put this like this. Just doing a little organization of my windows on the side so I can keep track of everything. No way, this is the first time I've seen Shovel on time with messages. I think we should spam more questions. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up a little bit better rather than, you know, going through every single message. We'll see. Droplet! How you doing, Droplet? Good to see you. Good to see you. Afternoon, Shovel Chat. How are we today, gamers? What's up, Yami Kyogi 13? This is Digit. This is the editor, one of the editors for the channel. He's been doing the Game Dev Secret edits. Can't wait for Isadora's crab suit. True. True. Actually, that's a good point. I need to make sure I get like the Isadora wallpapers for upcoming holidays and stuff like in the queue, like ready to go. So having something for Halloween seems good. Maybe a crab suit. My screen is being invaded by a dog. True, I think. Do you have plans on a second playtest or a demo so far? Oh, yeah. I'm going to be running the combat playtest. My goal is before the end of the year. I'm finishing up the movement playtest video, that devlog. And once that is done, I'm going to be, you know, full steam ahead on getting the combat playtest ready to go. And I was hoping to have it out in like October, but that's feeling less likely, depending on how long it takes me to get everything set up. Especially because I feel like I want to make the world you explore for the combat playtest a little more similar to what the world would look like in the actual demo of the game. So that's the current plans. The current plans. Hi, Insandio. This is Insandio. Oh, Insandio sent a corgi for 1,000 jewels. I totally missed that. And then someone said there's a dog on my screen. I didn't even get it. Can we get some +2s for Insandio? Also, hey, girl, how you doing? Oh, awesome. I feel like the combat one's going to be harder. It very well might, because I feel like the punishment is going to be more brutal. You know, in the movement playtest, if you slam into spikes, you just reset. But with the combat, if you take enough damage, you'll go back to a checkpoint or something. So. Will there be secrets like in this playtest? Who's to say? Also, I will say Godot is sweet. I was intimidated by it before, but after that new team member introduced me to it, I followed a 5-minute Toon Shader tutorial. I was blown away by how easy it is. That's awesome. Yeah, I think Godot is very approachable for sure. Plus Korg. True. Oh, PJ Gamer, how you doing? Welcome in. Hey! A super chat from Prod Uzi. Thank you. Isadora's Edge going to be top 1 Metroidvania ever. I know it. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I appreciate that. That's my goal, kind of. My goal is to make as good of a Metroidvania as I can. Actually being better than Symphony of the Night, Hollow Knight, or Silksong seems like a tall order, but you can bet on it. Will the curve for the combat test be harder than the Yeeters room? Well, probably not. I think the Yeeters room is going to be probably the peak of difficulty in any of the playtests. Although not for Kat. Kat finished that on her first try, so she's built a little different. But it's funny. Digit also did internal playtesting. Yami Kyogi right here, the editor for Game Dev Secrets, he did some of the internal playtesting along with Extranji and Insandio on the movement playtest before it got sent out to everyone, just to see if everything was working, test for any bugs, and also just to get their opinions on it. And Digit was like, that room is too difficult. You need to make that room easier. And I was like, nah, it's fine, Digit. What are you talking about, brother? He was like, there's too many spikes on the ceiling too. You should get rid of some of those. And I was like, nah, that's awesome. What's a Yeeter's room? Oh, the one in the bottom of cargo bay with all the surging dashes. He ignore my messages. Cry, cry. Is a dedge. Crab, crab. Drew. Hi, Inbound Shovel. Could you please tell me a way for me to optimize my fire particles? I need at 15 FPS for decent smoothness during cutscenes and looking at it. So actually, one thing you could potentially do is to bake those fire particles. That's a way that could save some performance. And it's simply by calculating the particles ahead of time and saving them into some kind of texture or other file so that you run them in a cheaper way. If you check the most recent game dev secret that was posted approximately 20 minutes ago, I talk about it in more detail. I need the combat test to be hellish by the end. Oh yeah, that room was brutal. Yep. A game dev secret about performance. Recently, I was making this acid bubble that you can pogo off of. So I slapped on a cool shader, gave it some little shimmering particle effects just to make it nice. I'm getting my own script to me in chat. Let's go. I prefer the name Yeeter so much because it's realistically a name with David's tag. Yeah, I'm excited for... you should make a short for that. Will Mr. Inbound Shovel, will Isadora's Edge have a power-up that causes Isadora to randomly explode? Probably not, but, you know, never say never. Except for in the context of when to say never. And in that previous sentence as well. I was hoping my comment can beat Tofu's. Lyra is fast on the draw. I got to get the top comment instead of Tofu. Hey, OK Productions with the $5 super chat. Let me hit the heart on that. I realized today I never linked my Twitch on my website. It's there now at least. Oh, awesome. OK, I need to make sure I follow you on Twitch. Let me see. Go to my page. Open this up here. Go to twitch.tv. Type in OK Productions. And follow. There we go. All right. Oh, if you stream, I can add you to my like recommended channels. I think Insandio's in there, and I think I added... Did I add Bargy in there, maybe? I don't remember. Holy hell, Cat is a legend, right? That dude, I think Cat might be the only person who literally did it first try. I missed the short, so Larry might win this one. Yeah, I scheduled the recent short incorrectly. I put it in the wrong time. It was going to release at 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m., and I said, oops. So I just released it right before the stream. Charm that makes you explode after certain HP thresholds. I mean, if it's like an explosion around Isadora that does damage to enemies or something, that could work. That could work. +3, true. Oh, but yeah, thank you. By the way, thank you, OK Productions. I don't remember if I explicitly said thank you, and I appreciate it, but I just got done moving all my save system from resource saver to a custom serialized process. What a pain. Yeah, depending on how extensive that save system is, I can imagine that being a nightmare. In Nier Automata, there's a self-destruct button. You lose the Android feature creep war if you don't add one that lets you explode. True. True. Although Isadora is not an Android. Wait, what? Wait, is Android a human with robot parts? Or is Android a robot? Android is a popular mobile operating system. Oh, my God. An android is a humanoid robot or other artificial being often made from flesh-like material. So is the android literally a robot that looks like a human? And then cyborg? What is cyborg? Hold on. Cyborg. A living being with both organic and artificial parts. All right, so android is a pure robot. Cyborg is a human with robot parts. Got it. I know. Looked nice while floating around, but then I went to a little overboard. Oh, yeah, that's more of my script. A little more of my script. A game dev secret about writing scripts. So first you have to write a game dev secret about, and then you have to keep writing whatever comes to mind as soon as you think of it, and then you're done. If only that was actually what writing scripts was like. Scripts are so many rounds of like polish and cleanup and adding and removing and tightening it up to try to make it like, you know, getting rid of any superfluous detail so that things stay focused and people won't like lose interest, and also making it easy to follow along, adding in enough that people could potentially follow the tip in their own game or with their own engine or whatever they're doing. Yeah, there's a lot to it. Sometimes I feel like I spend a little bit too long on those, but I'm working on a consistent stream schedule, taking this content stuff more seriously. Nice. A game dev secret about game dev secrets. Let's say you want to make a game dev secret, but you don't know how. That's what you use game dev secrets for. It helps you make them more efficient. You were on a good run there, Crabdool. The beginning of that, totally usable, but Android is a human robot. Android is robot. All right. Android is robot, cyborg is human, robot hearts. Okay. We got this figured out. Is Isadora a cyborg? No. Isadora doesn't have any robot pieces. I mean, I guess if you count like, if like me holding my phone makes me a cyborg, then maybe. But other than that, I don't think so. My copy of Sprite is cursed, I'd say. In what way? Isadora is a skinwalker. Isn't that some type of like horror monster or something? Like a doppelganger type, someone that takes the appearance of human? A malevolent witch who gains the supernatural power to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal? Interesting. How do you come up with good ideas? That is a great question. And it's hard to answer depending on the context. Like when I'm trying to come up with ideas for the script, I think about like, what is something that is interesting enough that people will stay attentive through and will actually help them solve some problems they might be facing when they're making a game. Coming up with good ideas for the game itself is fundamentally, I think, what game design is about. But like thinking about what kind of experience I want the player to have, and like, are there any ways I can unexpectedly delight them, right? Is there anything that I don't think they would expect coming, or any way I can subvert their expectations to give them like a moment either of some tension or some suspense or something? In the movement playtest, there was an area where once you get to this little ledge and you have to climb up this section, and there are like a bunch of pogoing pegs, a bunch of lasers shooting at you. It looks extremely difficult to get through. And then you can just climb the wall. And so, because all the lasers are hitting a wall, so it looks like you need to do all this difficult platforming, but actually you can just climb the wall up and it's totally fine. And so my idea with that area was to have all this like complicated stuff that looks like it's going to be very difficult to get through, to create that moment in the player of thinking like, oh no, this is going to be difficult, and then relieve the tension by making them realize they can just climb the wall. And in general, that moment went over pretty well for the playtest, and I think that was me just trying to mess with the players' expectations, right? They see all that stuff, think this is going to be a difficult section, and then actually pranked, you can just climb the wall. How do you come up with a good answer to this question? I don't. Is Isadora a human enhanced by technology, I guess? Yeah, she has like fancy technology in like her suit. And she has access to other cool, sci-fi tech stuff, but she doesn't have like a robot arm or like a robot leg or anything. She still has all of her human parts. Guys, give me ideas for puns about baking in game dev for no particular reason. I think someone's trying to fish for a top comment. There's a spooky ghost. I drew it and scared myself. Oh, that's a great bit. Drawing a ghost in Sprite and then saying I think it's cursed. That's a good bit. Specifically, oh right, into with either cake or when it comes with lighting. All right. We're still getting my script in chat. This really is the shovel Google's random things that he reasonably doesn't know episode. I love not knowing things, because not knowing something is the first step to then knowing that thing. And knowing things is fun. So whenever you're introduced to something you don't know about, it's actually the opportunity to learn a new thing. Oh, really? I thought it was going to be a fun section. Yeah, it's funny. Some people take the hard route through it and seem totally happy with that. What is the best way to start a YouTube channel as an indie dev, and is it a good idea? It's a good idea if you want to do it. So, like, I think if your motivation is like, this is going to give me a lot of wish lists, it might not work out. But if your motivation is, I want to enjoy the process of creating devlogs or creating videos about indie gaming or games in general, like, to be extremely cliche, to focus on the journey rather than the destination. Rather than the destination. I know how to talk. My mouth works properly for doing things and saying words. A game that's secret about content creation, if not properly planned for, can drastically take away from development time. Even when properly planned for, it takes a lot away from development time. And it depends on how much you want to make and what you want to make. Like, for the devlog I'm working on right now, it's taken me quite a while. I put a lot of time into it. But I think it's worth it because I'm very happy with how the devlog is going. A lot of cool visuals, a lot of cool stuff in there. And I think it's a great milestone for the game. And I want to have that milestone, like, in the tablets, etched in stone. And so I think having this video on the channel is something I'll be very happy with. like proud to have it there. I'll probably go back and rewatch it every once in a while, because not only am I immortalizing the first ever playtest of Isadora's Edge, which is a game I've been working on and care about very deeply, but also I am immortalizing all the people who participated in the first playtest, and I think that's something really worth celebrating as well. So, you know, even if this video were to totally flop for whatever reason, I'm still happy it exists, and I think it's a good thing to exist. Especially if I ever want to look back on the development process, I'll really like being able to go into this video and see what did the game look like when I did my first playtest, right? And how has it grown from there? The same way I can go back and look at all the other videos in the series and see how the game has grown. So, asking stupid questions is the best way to ask less stupid questions. That's 100% true, Nathan. I completely agree with you there. I think admitting you don't know something and being willing to ask dumb questions is a very powerful tool. Zardward the Bard, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Cat, wait, I was asleep. No, I'm late. Hello, Catler. Smash the like button. Oh, thank you, Zardward the Bard. If you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and smash that like button. Liking the stream helps tremendously. Also, just watching the stream helps tremendously. But yeah, if you're enjoying it, go ahead and click that like button. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure you click subscribe. Who are you calling tofu? You. I mean, look at... I feel like I have a pretty strong reason for calling you tofu. I mean, nothing in particular, but there's just something here. Something in this general region. Tofu, I think something about light baking. Rather than the destination. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Being journey focused is a good way to enjoy what you're making. I like to bake my light. Very tastily light to bake, saves on calories. That's something, that's something. You could hit like a, I'm just a light snack before dinner type of girly, so this baking tip is really useful for me. That could work. Dude, I love, dude, there's a content creator who makes like baking and snack creating videos, and she always puts the little caption of like, I'm just like a little snack before dinner type of girl, or a little snack after dinner type of girl. And then she makes something that usually looks pretty good. But the difference in the comments between TikTok and YouTube is so funny to me, because on TikTok, she'll post some dessert, you know, she made like several cakes and cut them into rings and put like icing between the rings and then put icing on top and dip the whole thing in sprinkles or whatever, and then takes a bite. And on TikTok, the comments are like, did you really, girl, are we really using 4 sticks of butter for a snack? Or is this what you call a snack? This seems like a lot to eat. And the comments on YouTube are, looks good. I'd add ice cream. I was like, let's go. YouTube knows where it's at. It's stupider to not ask any questions. True. Will you say no to this question? Probably not. The fact that I've learned that you do these Showcase Saturdays have motivated me to improve my pace on developing my game so I can see you play it before you stop for whatever reason may come up. Thanks. Hey, nice. I think that's a good goal, you know? Who knows how long? I could get hit by a car tomorrow. But I think making progress on the game so that you can get it playtested is very valuable. And I think playtesting... For me, I've done a lot of playtesting throughout my career as a game developer, and usually it's quite difficult. A lot of times they're very painful. And so having an outlet where I can provide some playtesting that hopefully is less painful and gives you a resource that you can go back and watch it, since the VOD will exist on the channel, and you'll get to see chat reaction to the game. I think creating that outlet for people and creating a motivation for people to get to playtesting is... I think is good. I'm glad I'm doing this. And I'm glad that it's providing you that extra motivation to get the game into a playtestable state. But also, you don't need to get it, like, having it ready so that you're not getting feedback that you don't find valuable is good, right? Because if you already know some problems with it, and then you give it to me, and then I say those same problems, that's not super useful. But also, it doesn't need to be perfect, right? I know I struggle with perfectionism quite a bit. So getting it to a state where you're ready for feedback, I think, is good. And that's the whole script. Thank you, PJ Gamer. Oh, semi-supervised. Right. That's this one. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. TikTok sounds insane. The man who likes walking walks further than the man who likes the destination. That's damn true, Ivaro. That's damn. He's spitting. I love crockpot cooking. Got like 5. Nice. Yeah, I think crockpots are pretty useful. I mean, I use an instant pot more than a crockpot, but also I have the tendency to overcook things. I kind of leave stuff in the pot simmering for a long time. I had 2 jars of peanut butter. That seems very reasonable. Being the most stupid person in the room is very nice because it means you're the one who can learn the most. Yeah. I mean, technically, I'm the stupidest person in this room right now. I'm the only person in this room right now, but also, if Insandio walked in the room, I think I would still call myself the stupidest person in the room. So I might be the stupidest person in my whole house. If the cats don't count. I think honestly, not to brag or anything, but I think I'm kind of mogging my cats on intellectuality. Okay, maybe my cats win. Don't get hit by a car. Instead, get hit by a comically large block of tofu. Sounds good. I'm a snack after midnight type of girly. Same. I was eating some like ube cream rolls last night. Hold on, ube. Are they called ube cream rolls? No, that makes it sound like I was eating cake. What are they? Ube rolls. What are they called? What are they called? Crunch rolls. That's more accurate because they are crunchy. Usually I can't have those sort of rolled dessert snacks that are crunchy because they have some form of coconut. They're either coconut rolls or coconut sugar or some kind of coconut oil in them, and I'm allergic to coconut. But these don't have it, so it's a nice snack that I can actually eat. You're a wake up at 3 p.m. type of girl. Yeah. Damn, ham hog. Damn, cat calling you out on that one. I'm a snack? Hell yeah. We love to see some confidence, positivity about yourself. Go to the new Game Dev Secret and like my comment. I love the typos as the comment continues here. It makes the desperation really bleed through. Oh, hey, Sekmek. Welcome in. Good to see you. There's always a fun problem. I know this, and this are wrong, so I don't want to do a playtest because they'll call that out. Yeah, it's like when you already know a problem exists. Well, let me caveat, like I like to do. I like to pad my statements with a million different caveats. It can be possible that like if you're on the fence or you think it's an issue but you're not sure, or you don't know exactly how you want to solve it, and seeing other people struggle with that same issue might give you the direction you need to go, then it can be okay to play test something that you know is an issue. But if you're like, this is a problem and I know how I want to fix it and I want to attempt that solution, then it can be pretty good to put that solution in place so that you can test and see if it actually solves the problem rather than just getting confirmation that the problem is a problem. But I think doing lots of rounds of playtesting is also a very valuable thing to do. So, should I have a playable build before doing devlogs or posting on Steam? No, absolutely not. I think having a playable build is valuable, but you can totally talk about something you're working on before you have something that you can give to players to play. I think, I've been doing devlogs for a long time. If I said, yes, you should have a playable build, I'd be a massive hypocrite, huh? So insane it made me forget how to type. I like my crockpots more than my Instant Pot. Oh, hold on. Is there some context to that? Is indie game dev difficult? And how do we fund our game dev if we have to balance university with it? Yeah, so indie game development is quite difficult because there's like so many things you have to do, so many different avenues. If you're doing it entirely on your own, you have like art and sound and music and UI design, UX, the actual game design, building all the mechanics, bug fixing, QA, marketing, community management. There's so much stuff that you have to do. And being an expert in all of those fields is quite difficult to pull off. If you're working with a team, then you can spread some of those around to the people who are best at them, right? And then how do you fund it? That is a whole nother question. There are lots of ways you can. You can be community funded. For example, if you check out my Patreon, we got lots of cool stuff over there. Hold on, let me open this in an incognito window so I can show what it looks like. Yeah, if I go to my desktop view, you can see this is my Patreon page, Inbound Shovel. I post monthly dev updates where I talk about all the development that's happened and what I've been working on. So if you want an in-depth behind-the-scenes look, you can check out these dev updates. I also post monthly wallpapers that look really sick. Lots of cool art in here. And also the Patreon is how you get access to the playtests and stuff like that. And also just in general, it supports me being able to work on the channel, do stuff like, streaming other people's games. And more importantly, it funds the development of Isadora's Edge. All the money from the Patreon goes to the development of Isadora's Edge. So that sort of crowdfunding and being like funded by the people who follow the creation of the game and follow the development process, that's one avenue. And that can be hard if you don't already have a community or have people who are interested in the game. There are also publishers that can provide funding. If you have generally with a publisher, you need to go in with at least something that they can play, like a prototype. Hey, Tic Tac Joel! Sadly, I missed you playing my game last week, but thank you for playing. Okay. Thank you for playing and for the feedback. To the people in chat that gave feedback, I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for submitting, and I'm glad the VOD exists for you to check it out. Does this green stuff help out in some way too? Hey, Tofu with the 7-month membership. Yes, also subscribing as a member is very helpful. Yeah, can we get some +2s in chat for Tic Tac Joel and Tofu? Shovel, you're the only person I've ever bought a YouTube membership for, and the only person whose Patreon I subscribe to. Hey, that's a W right there. Nice, I really appreciate it. I say it quite often, but it's very true that the Patreon support and the channel members and people watching and everyone supporting what I'm doing is the only reason it's possible. And especially the monetary support from Patreon is hugely beneficial. Because the development of Isadora's Edge has not been cheap, and I've been at it for a while now. So it's very, very helpful. Right. So I was saying publishers, they can provide funding, although you do want to be careful with publisher deals. And also you need to go into those with some sort of prototype you can just have a pitch, but it's going to be hard without something playable. And then outside of that, if you're working as a small team, you could try to do some sort of revenue split or revenue share, where it's like everyone who's working on the game gets some percentage of or profit sharing, that some percentage of the revenue or the profit that the game generates. So you're not paid as you work on it, but you get paid if the game performs well. And in general, it's just about figuring out how you're going to organize the monetary situation with that. So it's free to follow, but there are paid tiers. Oh, right. Thank you, Lyra. So on the Patreon, you can follow it for totally free. And some of the posts are visible to everyone. Like the announcement for when the playtest was going to start and when it started were public, so that you got the update right as it happened in case you wanted to upgrade your Patreon tiers to get access to the playtest. Additionally, some of the holiday wallpapers for Isadora are free for anyone who has followed, so those are just totally free posts. So following as a free member is also helpful. I think it probably boosts like the Patreon algorithm. I know Patreon is trying to do some sort of like short posts or something. I think they call them quips instead of like tweets or whatever. So I think they're trying to do some kind of algorithmic stuff there to help creators as well. So even just following on the free tier is also very helpful. But yeah, thank you everyone. My idea for game dev was like, if I become able to make games the way I like them, I'll have fun forever. Nowadays, I want to become the best game dev ever. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially where I'm at, where it's like, if I can just continue making games and YouTube content, I'll be very happy. So that's where I'm trying to get to. I don't need to be the most successful game dev ever, or to make a game that's, the #1 hit game of the year. Just enough to keep it going is where I want to land, RKI is here. Where? Oh, Tofu is green plus green. Welcome in, RKI. Good to see you. After using Reagan Leaf for like a week, I can never go back to base Godot. Oh, Reagan Leaf is Monarch's fork, right? I should start saying lots of quips. True. Hi, chat. Welcome, RKI. Have you figured out how to eat chicken yet? Just following up. Cat doing free Reagan Leaf advertisements. You should like this comment. Shiv, you should like Tofu comment. Oh, Tufo comment. Rough translation here. Hold on. Let me open up Tofu's comment. Let's see if it deserves my appreciation. Let's find out. Tofu, we're checking you out right now. Hold on. Let's see. What did Tofu say? Listen to my own short. Yep. All right, where are you at, Tofu? So that's where the term overbaked visuals comes from. That gets a heart. Let him bake. Nice, good one. As a game developer, these shorts help a lot. Nice, hit some hearts. Oh, okay, let's Tofu. Remember, kids, baking your particles is a great way to cut down on some calories. I give this comment... maybe I'm a little bit biased because I already got the joke from you in chat, so it's not the first time I saw it. I'll give it a 7.8 out of 10. And let's make sure this ranking is public. There you go. Pretty good comment, you know, but I've seen your work, Tofu. I know you have some good ones in there. Lyra says, "Dang, this looks fun." That gets a heart for sure, for sure. Quick, everybody, help me come up with a funny comment about baking so this Tofu fella doesn't overtake me. That's also from Tofu. You use for that normally pooling, like a pool manager. Pooling is kind of a different concept than baking. If you have a lot of visuals on screen, pulling them all from a pool doesn't really help the problem. Doesn't solve anything. But, okay, let me give Let Him Bake the pin here. Nice comment, nice comment. Okay. I got a little bit distracted reading comments on my own short. How do you pull your bakes? Okay. While I got distracted reading comments, there were more comments in my stream chat. There's a game I'm going to do just before size with voice acting. I'm going to pay the VAs for the initial lines and 10% of profits each. There'll only be 2 VAs for the first few months. Nice. Dude, speaking of voice acting, I was considering making like a reel and seeing if I can get any voice acting gigs. It sounds fun. I do love voice acting, as most of the people in this chat are well aware of. I don't know if I'm good enough at it to actually land any roles for anything, but it sounds fun to at least try. But I would need to find some time to make the voice acting real. Also, I would need suggestions of characters that you all think I could actually do a voice for. It's Monarch's Fork. It's amazing. I'll have to see. What did he add? I'm on 5% doing the art for IGTAP. 10% is a lot of percent. 10% is a lot of percent. But also, IGTAP already has a huge, like, a huge base, right? So those percentages are, like, pretty valuable percentages, right? Glup got translated to stupid. It's been available to use for a while. The traits are currently being tested, but they're almost fully functional. Nice. Any other Americans here are scared of lettuce? I'm thinking about starting a support group. Yeah, it's like I usually buy this big bag of spinach from Costco, and then I'll throw the spinach in a ton of stuff, but I haven't wanted to eat the raw spinach, so I started cooking down these giant bags and then adding the cooked spinach to stuff. But at least I've gotten a lot better at preparing vegetables. I used to make just like disgusting mush, but now I feel like I can actually cook some pretty mean vegetables, pretty tasty. Even Insandio has liked the vegetables I've been cooking up recently, and that's a huge W. For one, Insandio went to culinary school, so when it comes to cooking, she knows what's going on. And so being able to meet the needs of her palate means that I'm at least improving a little bit. So, Inbound Shuttle, I know a certain general that you can voice act. Nice, nice. Voice act Jake from State Farm. Jake from State Farm. Hold on. What does he say? Does he have a bit? Is his whole what is his deal? Jake from State Farm. I was gonna do like his famous line is khakis. What? Khakis? Oh, there's the commercial where they're like, "What are you wearing?" And he said, khakis. That's considered his iconic line. What? As far as I can tell, this is just a guy. Isn't this just a guy? He's Jake from State Farm. He's Jake from State Farm. Okay, so he's Jake from State Farm, but I don't get it. It just seems like he's a guy. Yeah, what's his deal? I have no idea. His existence is just funny to me. There's just a guy from State Farm named Jake. All right. Tell me more about your vegetable cooking grate shovel. Yeah, that's what people are here for, right? They're like, what I really need are some vegetable tips. My grocery store has a sign that says, "Our lettuce is safe." Nice. Just voice act in your fans' indie games. I mean, so many people submit their game for playtesting, and then I'm like, if you need a voice actor, I'm up. But I haven't gotten hit up with any voice acting roles yet. It's wild. Okay, I'm back. Was changing my mind and deciding to add my game to the Saturday forum in Discord because why not? Nice. That's exciting. That's exciting. And yeah, and you have plenty of time to potentially update it before you might end up on the list to be played. Because right now there are a lot of games on the list, and I've been working my way through them. But you know, you have time to update. So getting into the list essentially is good as soon as you can. And if you're working on a game right now and you potentially want to be playtested, as long as there's like a version that I could playtest in case I pick you out. But don't know if my game will need voice acting. True. I wasn't being sarcastic about the vegetables. Sorry, I lost my temper. Now, there we go. Now, there's a 10 out of 10 tofu comment that I'm used to. Oh my gosh, I reckon you would sound great voicing the blacksmith in Size. Send me the script. Send me the script. You might not have the script yet. Whenever you need me to record the lines, just let me know. Inbound Shovel, I need you to voice Methuselah in the hit game Inner Demons Calamity 800k lines for 5 bones. Okay, 800k lines sounds like it might take a little bit too long, but as long as the script can get reduced a little bit. I think I've done like 4 major patches since I listed my game now. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to make it through. There's a lot of games, and sometimes I'm very slow, which I choose to do intentionally. I remember, like, I talked about how I've done a lot of playtesting, and usually it's quite painful. And one of the things that was always so difficult is that people lose interest and move on really fast. People essentially give up on a game within like seconds. And when you're, especially if you're doing like a chaperoned playtest where you're like in the call with them while they're playing, they don't want to just like drop from the call once they lose interest. So they have essentially stopped engaging with the game at all, but are still on the call with you, just like clicking through the motions until eventually they can't even take that anymore. And those are like the worst kind of situations. And I didn't want people to see, like, for me playtesting their game on Showcase Saturday, I didn't want it to become a situation where I open the game, play it for a minute, lose interest, and then close it and move on to the next one. So I definitely take my time and make sure I'm playing things as thoroughly as I can and trying to stay as engaged as I can. But that also does mean I move a little bit more slowly and sometimes spend a lot of time on one game. But yeah, I haven't touched the final Solar Punk since I submitted it to the jam because the code is so horrid to work with. That is very true about jam games, is that the code is very, very rushed because, I mean, you don't have the time to do proper architecture. And so I think if you want to convert a jam game into a full game, one of the best things you can do is probably to rewrite the architecture from the beginning. Like, I think you did your roguelike with a gun for a jam, right? It seems like probably the best bet would be to start a fresh project and then rebuild in the fresh project, but with a better architecture. Hold on. Let me make sure I give this message the attention and care it deserves. If you go out of bounds, you will get caught by an inboundinator, and it will say, here's a game dev secret about bug fixing. Nice. Okay. About voice acting, mine saying, the theme of this game jam will be... I got the line wrong last time. Oh, so you want a clip of me saying the theme of this game jam will be? I think you probably got it then. Is getting into voice acting as simple as making a reel and posting it somewhere? I don't think it's 100% that simple, but Oceanies fan, Ocean Eyes fan. Let me know if I said that right. Hey, hello, welcome in. You'll need 6 bones for 800,000 lines. Yeah, Cat's got the idea. Is getting into voice acting simple as making a reel and posting it somewhere? I don't know if it's as simple as that, but I do know that that would be my first step. I would need to record some lines, get some, for some characters, pick some characters I think I can do a strong voice for, perform some of their lines, put it all together in a video that shows this is what it would be like if you had me voicing your character. I think that's what I would need to do if I wanted to do some voice acting. And it does sound fun. I do love voices, but we'll see. Shovel, do I have permission to use your Biscuit Dungeon victory cry? Sure. Sounds fun. Making it clear now, Size will not have voice acting, but I'm not averted to making animated shorts with voice acting. Oh, that's cool. That's like how the idea got into my head, is that Insandio wanted me to do some voice acting for some shorts she's been making. And so, and so I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. And I was like, actually, you know, in general, voice acting is fun. And she was like, I can link you. I can make sure you're properly credited for any voice acting you do for my shorts. So I was like, thank you, thank you. I remember when I was working on the Bazaar, I was on the audio team for like maybe a year. I was on the audio team for a while. And I set up all the systems for playing voice lines and, you know, the dynamic music system, which I was really happy with. I think I called it Storyteller. I forget. I gave it a name. I love naming my systems. And the dynamic music system would like look at your HP, look at your opponent's HP, look at your item cooldowns, see how much things have shifted, and it would calculate like an intensity score of the battle, and then different tracks of the song would kick on or kick off based on the intensity score that the battle had. And then when certain things happened, if it was synced up for a proper time for like a musical stinger, then those stingers would cue. So if you got like hit with a lot of damage and it was at the right point in the track for a musical stinger to happen, it would trigger that stinger. And so I made this really cool dynamic music system, but that wasn't the point of the story. The point of the story was I also set up all the voice acting stuff. And so to test the voice acting, we needed to have some lines. And so I went through the scripts for like a lot of the characters and a lot of the items, a lot of the enemies and stuff. And I did voice acting for a lot of it. And then I also got some people, some of the other developers to do some lines too and plugged all that stuff in. And so doing the voice acting for those characters was fun. Yeah, for the longest time, playtesting in the Bazaar, I was the voice of Pig. I am no longer the voice of Pig, obviously. But for this guy in the Bazaar, Pig, let me open him up in case you haven't seen him. Yeah, I love this guy because his character design, he's like a thick guy, but he's not supposed to be, like he's supposed to be hot and charming and like he's really good at talking to people. And so his character is like a bigger guy, but also not like a big dumb oaf, you know, like usually this archetype becomes someone like Gragas, right? But instead he was like a charming, good at talking, very charismatic guy, and also just bigger. So I loved Pig. And so for playtesting for the longest time, I was the voice of Pig. Hey, what up, Isadora? It's me, Grimly the Grim Reaper. I can voice Grimly the Grim Reaper cameo in Isadora's Edge. You could try my Pokemon fan game. It's still a really early build on my Google Drive. Only 3 maps are yet on, but on my computer on the next version, I have more maps all ready to explore, but one I have not made yet is a Godot Game exe file yet. Oh, I see. Yeah, once you have something that you can like post on itch or something that like I can just, you know, play, I would love to. I'd love to. I don't think I could ever voice act because my voice sounds different like almost every day for some reason. That's interesting. Yeah. I feel like I got so used to putting on voices when I was like playing games because like when me and Insandio play games together, I love to give the characters specific voices and then I try to, you know, tune into those voices. And I think I've always loved to do little voices for characters, but playing games with Insandio is really where I like, you know, found my stride. But wait, that system sounds so awesome. Oh, my dynamic music system. Yeah, I was very proud of it. I worked a lot with the composer and the sound designer on the game. I pitched a lot of ideas and figured out what would work with them. And then me and the sound designer really cooked on like setting it up, especially because like we basically worked hand in hand for a while where I would talk to him about like what are the things that you think you could do. Like if I could make any system that did anything, like what would you want it to do? And he would give me some ideas and we bounced back and forth a lot. Yeah, I really liked that system. The small audio team, even though it was only 3 people, the audio director and composer, the sound designer and me, very small team, but I feel like we made some very cool stuff for that game. Imagine getting paid in chicken bones, like some KFC with the meat eaten off of the bones. I think I would prefer to not get paid in KFC chicken bones, but you know, to each their own, I suppose. You have no idea how awful the deck builder with a gun code was. I almost quit the jam because I didn't want to work with it. Yeah, I'm starting fresh to make my code usable in any capacity. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I feel like a lot that happened to me quite a bit with some of my game jam projects where like after the game jam finished, I was like, this code is so unusable. It is just a disaster. And that's because like as you get closer to the deadline, even if I started with the best intentions, for how I'm going to like architect things and I'm going to get everything really reusable and make sure I set it up properly so that I can develop more easily, by the last, 10 hours of the jam or whatever, it's just all hands on deck. It's like, there's not time to make things look pretty. It's time to like, just write a script, get it working, slap it in there. I even have some stuff that I rewrote a little bit from the playtest that like when I was trying to finish the movement playtest for Isadora's Edge, I was like, at this point, I'm not going to be precious with it. I'm just going to write the script that gets it working. and I'll clean it up later. And so I had to go through and clean up some of that stuff because I was like, you know, I don't even know if people are going to like this mechanic. So I can write it properly if they do. I'll do the English dub for the Isadora's Edge anime. I'll be every character. Sounds good. Make sure you give me your contact info, though. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for me to make sure I get you in for every single character. Dude, making an Isadora's Edge anime sounds so sick. I think the game would need to be an unbelievable success for that to be on the table. But if it was an unbelievable success... all right, that's it for the stream. If it was an unbelievable success, then you bet I'd be working with some Japanese animation team to bring it to life. Is there a hazard respawn in Isadora's Edge? Like if you hit spikes or fall into a bottomless pit, you get sent to an invisible checkpoint instead of phasing through the spikes with invincibility. Yeah, right now that is how the spikes work. It's a hazard reset. So if you touch spikes, you get put back like at whatever the last checkpoint you touched was. Would you prefer chicken bones for mistake? Yeah, probably. Game Maker Jam project, but it's all in one object. If I had infinite time, I'd make it myself. Dude, that's 100%. I feel you on that. If I had enough time, I would just go through the process of learning animation. I'd probably be hitting like you and Cypher up for help. Like, hey, this doesn't look right. Can I get some sauce? But yeah, that's the curse. Have so many things I want to make and so little time to make it all. But nice. Okay. It's already been like an hour or so let me start playing some games. See what we can get done today. First up, I definitely installed this game. Yes, I did. Okay. Let me turn off desktop audio just in case this is like eardrum shattering. It doesn't seem eardrum shattering. Turn it down a little bit. Okay. Doing some audio balancing here, so it sounds nice. Okay, I think that's going to be kind of quiet for y'all, so let me turn it up a little bit. Okay. And let's go to the desktop view. This game is called Noodle Punk and has the music and audio. I think it should be good. You know what? I just realized usually I will play a game for a couple minutes before I put it on the list, just to make sure it like works properly. I didn't do that with this game, so you know, fingers crossed, hope for the best. Let's play. Empty slot. I am hunger chat. Any food ideas? Do you have yogurt?
Welcome to the Civic Service Rehabilitation Program. You have been selected for productive labor reassignment.
Oh, nice.
Your participation is mandatory.
Don't worry, I volunteer.
As part of your sentence, you have been assigned to operate a certified food service unit.
Yay!
Your objective is simple. Fulfill customer demand and reduce your outstanding civic debt.
I love reducing my civic debt.
Ensures continued operation.
Don't worry.
Customer drones will place orders throughout your workday. Open incoming packages
I'm very easygoing.
and prepare your ingredients. Assemble meals according to demand.
Got it.
Return completed orders promptly. Delays will result in reduced compensation. Maintain adequate stock levels at all times.
All right.
Ingredient shortages reduce operational efficiency. Efficient organization increases output. Upgrade systems are available through your assigned terminal.
Nice. Okay.
Improvements enhance performance and increase profitability. Investment is required, and your progress will be monitored. Performance is continually monitored. Higher efficiency results in faster debt reduction. Failure to meet expectations.
The subtitles have started to fall behind the voice acting a little bit. Welcome license for bowl of noodles. You can.
Training complete. Oh. You are now prepared to begin your assignment. Good luck. Do not fail. Do not fail.
Terms and conditions apply. Consult with World for details. By listening to this recording. Strong opening. I bonked my head. I do love all the corporate speak. You know, we'll circle back to this, touch on it later. Maybe we can reevaluate to get, you know, a higher synergy so that we can deliver optimal profits. I can throw garbage away in the dumpster in the alley. Okay. I like how nice and clean this place is. I feel like it's going to be really easy to get customers with just how extremely clean this is. Okay, can I only like clean up one thing at a time? Oh my goodness. This is actually like janitor simulator. Yep. Anyone want some food or? Don't mind me, just throwing away trash. Being in such a like a rundown, dirty store after all the corporate speak is like a very good storytelling. I think like it set the tone for the world. You know, the corporate speak is there to make it seem like everything is really nice and proper, and then the reality of the situation is like bad for everybody. I think I see why this game is called Nudist Punk, right? Oh, alright, come on. Mostly cleaning the alley outside of the store at the moment. Okay. The trash noises are completely mogging shovel. Oh, okay. The volume increased dramatically. Let me turn it down. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's better. All right. I think that's probably better. Let me know if it's still too loud. I feel like they could have made the cleaning a little more fun than picking up and then interacting. Yeah, I think one thing that would really make... I think this section is doing a really good job of storytelling, but it just has turned into, like, you know, several minutes of me just picking up trash. I think you might want to make it so this early trash... I don't know how the trash systems are going to evolve as the game continues, but making it so that it doesn't just instantly become a full trash bag, like I can pick up multiple things and throw them away, because the fact that I need to clean up each piece individually is a lot. It's like, if I could just grab the trash bags... you could even make it so I can hold 2 trash bags, because I do have 2 hands. But being able to, like, fill a trash bag and then throw it away would make it feel like I'm cleaning and, like, get rid of some of this burden. Because the gameplay has slowed to a crawl right at the beginning. And I think that this is a good way to lose people. I think... one thing you really want to avoid with your games is losing people quickly, and that's one of the things that goes wrong with a lot of tutorials or like intro expository dialogue and stuff like that, is it's very easy for people to lose interest quickly. I think you did a good job with the expository dialogue of setting the tone and like keeping it nice and what's the word? Nice and engaging. And I feel like you made the world feel pretty good. Like, you might be able to cut the dialogue a little bit. I think the corporate speak, you got the point across. And probably there's a little bit could be tightened. Like, you could tighten the script a little bit for that section. But more importantly, I think having that expository dialogue into this, like, you know, long cleaning section is a little bit... it's a little bit too much of a slog right at the beginning. And I think the expository dialogue works much better than the cleaning simulator. But I do think this is doing good environmental storytelling. So rather than, you know, trying to get rid of it entirely, making it so that it's just less busy work would be good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Maybe I don't need to clean all this. Maybe cleaning all this is not what I'm even supposed to be doing. And I kind of would like to stop. What's over here? That's my catalog. I think I'm not going to clean out this room. I think this room is, that room is just going to stay dirty. I really don't want to deal with cleaning that whole room. I wonder if it would be faster, actually, if I throw all the trash bags so I can do it like... Ah, this is looking pretty promising. Pretty impressive strategy, if I do say so myself. Also, it's a little bit... one thing that's probably not obvious from watching the gameplay, but is like affecting my experience quite a bit, is that it's left click to pick up the trash, But if I drop this, it's right click to pick up a trash bag. So I have to like change which button I'm using to interact with the different trash based on what the trash looks like, which means every once in a while I'll be like right clicking here as if I'm picking up a trash bag and nothing happens. Then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm hitting the wrong button, and needing to swap back and forth like that is like a little bit of a mental load on top of already being overwhelmed with how much trash there is. I think probably if I'm trying to guess at the developer's intention here, I'd say that they didn't expect people to want to fully clean everything before they started ordering ingredients. But I think that might be a mismanagement of player expectations, although that's something worth playtesting with more players other than, you know, just to see if this is behavior that everyone does. Nice. I think the trash throwing strategy was much better. Less walking speeds things up dramatically. Nice. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. We got things cleaned up enough that I'm going to now engage with other systems. Order ingredients. Do I do that from the store catalog? Probably. So this is the welcome license, so I can buy 30 Virex for a full box of 4 trays. I have 50 Virex. I have tray storage, operational systems. Okay, so I'm just going to buy a full box. And then where does that get delivered? That's where I sleep. That's my debt terminal. Probably I can take out loans or something. Oh, it gets delivered here? Of course it does. All right, pick this up. You can place trays directly on a food preparation counter while holding the open package. Okay, so I can pick up the package. And then I can... This is a tray slot. So I can place that there. Okay, and then I can drop the package here. And so is this being cooked now? I'm not sure. Okay, open the shop. Oh, here it is. Okay. I sort of missed this whole wall right here. Let's drop this. Shop gate. This opens and closes the shop. This is the item rescue service. It costs 60 Virex, but I can get items back maybe. My understanding is pickup is a different action than cleanup. They assigned a different key input. Yeah, I think that's probably why they're different buttons, but it is just like a little bit overwhelming on top of everything else I'm doing right from the beginning. Okay, so let's just open the shop and see what happens. Shop's now open. Anyone coming? Anyone here? Oh, spooky robot guy. Nice. I don't see any customers. Whoa, what's going on with that thing? Okay. Why'd the game take so long to actually start? I feel like it might be because I spent longer cleaning up than the developer intended me to. I think probably it was expected for me to just start serving food while the trash was on the floor. But I think, like I said, I think that might be a misunderstanding of players' motivations. So, do customers exist, or... I'm not... Is there... Do I have to... Item rescue service. Mode. Oh, it's only 8 a.m. I guess it makes sense that no one is coming to order noodles at 8 a.m. I guess I could have opened the store and then cleaned up. Well, if there ain't anything else to do. Just throw some trash in the hallway. Imagine you're hungry and you're looking for a ramen store, and you go up to a window and there's one dude standing there and he's just throwing trash bag after trash bag. He's just hucking them across the back of the store right next to where the noodles are. I don't think I would want to eat here. Okay. But I guess in this clear dystopia I'm in right now. What time is it now? 9 a.m. Well, 9:30 a.m. Now, 9:30 a.m. I could go for noodles at 9:30 a.m. I feel like there should be some other tasks to do for other than picking up trash while waiting. Yeah. Oh, are you a customer? A customer has arrived. All right. What do you want? Oh, his patience. Add ingredient. Here you go. Take it. How do I serve you? Oh, interact. Is this? Oh, I put the order in there. Okay. Add ingredient. Submit order. Plate noodle. Oh, I have a whole line of customers now. Okay. plate noodle. Got it. You got it, boss. Coming right up. Don't even worry about it. Interact and submit order. Let's go. Let's go. All right, and we're making money. I did throw a whole plate of noodles on the ground out there. He wants plate noodle. Well, I got good news for you, man. Plate noodle is really what I'm all about here. Don't you dare ask for bowl noodle. I haven't made any bowl noodle, and I'm scared. I'm scared of bowl noodle. Plate noodle, yes. Do I have an infinite amount of plates? A cleanup drone has been dispatched. Ah, probably because I threw some trash out there. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, bowl noodle. He wants bowl noodle. Bowl needs to be filled with water. Okay. Fill bowl. Nice. And put some noodle in there. All right, here's your bowl noodle, my guy. Okay. Get this out of there. Let's take a tray and place it here. And you want also bowl noodle. Let's open that up. Filling up your bowl, don't mind me. All right, pick up. And add the ingredient, and here's your bowl noodle. Let's go. The drones picking up the food is depressing, right? It's like no humans. Plate noodle. It's actually pretty clever, I think, because of the fact that like the drones being the ones picking up the food is like environmental storytelling and like telling the story of the world through the mechanics of the game, while also reducing the asset requirements for the game. Because you don't need people, they don't need to talk, it's just a drone floating by. So, cold water noodle bowl, true. It's, I wonder why there isn't any sort of heating of anything in this game. It feels like I'm not doing cooking, I'm just putting stuff together. This is like, as far as like a basic system goes, putting noodle on plate and giving to them makes sense. But I do think it would be good if there was some, you know, wrinkles being thrown in. Like this needing to fill up the bowl first is like a pretty good wrinkle. And it's like making me realize I can do some optimization of having something filling up at all times. Did I forget to put noodles in that bowl? Well, what are you gonna do? Bowl noodle. See, now I've optimized. I literally served that drone a bowl of water. hope you like it. See, I do some optimization right here. And this guy wants plate noodle. All right, plate noodle. Boom. Plate noodle. Payout 6. Oh, dude, I'm making so much dosh right now. Okay. Let's take my box and put it over here. It fell down. Let's drop you like this. All right. What time is it? It's 5 p.m. All right. That's all the... Seems like that might be most of the food for the day. I need to pay out 100 Virex for my civic debt? That's so much. I won't even be able to afford more noodle. All right. Boom. Any more drones? No. Do this very slowly. Really? No one's ordering noodles past 5 p.m.? That's very unrealistic. Especially if they don't even have to go get it. If I could have ramen delivered to my house... Oh, there we go. What you want, guy? Pick this up. And let's just contribute to the trash problem. Don't mind me. Let's take the tray. Let's place it here so it can cook. Plate noodle. Take a plate. Put noodle on it. There you go. Delivery. Drones and cold water. Surely a good combo. Maybe cooking will come later. Yeah, I feel like this is supposed to be like reminiscent of cooking on a stove. But I don't think it's delivering the fantasy the way... Like, when you imagine the fantasy of someone... Like, this game has a strong fantasy appeal, right? You're running a ramen shop in a cyberpunk dystopia. I feel like when people play Cyberpunk 2077 and they see someone running a noodle stand on the side of the road, that gives them something that they can imagine like wanting to play, right? And I think you just have to make sure that this game is actually delivering on that fantasy. Can I have 2 bowls going at once, or am I getting greedy? Oh, I can. All right, you want noodle plate. Well, let me tell you what. I got noodle plate ready for you. Okay, I should go place an order for another box. Yeah, another full box of noodles so that I don't run out. I'm getting low on my noodleage, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sold. What do you mean the ramen isn't 3D printed? Yeah, that's the kind of thing I mean. Like, This is like a cyberpunk dystopia. Imagine if I had to 3D print all my own bowls and plates, right? I start with some, but then I need to like get my 3D printer running so I can get my plates going. You know, being able to cybernetically enhance myself is something that would be interesting. I feel like I've been playing too long for the game to... Can I do something with these trays, or are they just supposed to be thrown away? Maybe? I don't know. All right, let's get this tray in place. What do you want, my guy? You want a bowl noodle? Well, lucky for you, I got 2 ice-cold bowls of water ready to put some noodles in. Yeah. I know, that's why you come to me. I'm basically the best in town. Oh, my allergies are acting up. Okay. All right, then let's go get my new box that I ordered to get this going. All right, make sure we're not too low on supplies. They warned me that being too low on supplies would be really bad for my like social credit score or something like that. It's 11 p.m. All right. Probably not going to have too many more. I like my own drone that would just bring food to me without any extra paying or human interaction. Bless you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Really no... Oh, 11 p.m. is the end of the day. Okay. No one wants any midnight noodles. Shop is now closed. All right. I made a mess, but I will clean that up. Because I'm responsible. I'm not going to get in over my head with mess. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Boom. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Look at this high-speed trash throwing away. The hater said it could never be done. They said, you'll never be able to throw away trash as well as you can serve noodles. So I proved them wrong. All right. Now I probably need to go to bed to start the next day, huh? All right. Bedtime. I have $86. I had 1 failed order. Oops. No one wants midnight noodles, but in another game people want midnight ice cream. Yeah, I almost feel like for a cyberpunk game, really late night food feels like part of the fantasy, right? Like, I almost feel like I'm supposed to be an all hours noodle shop, which dramatically changes the way the game is played. I think these kind of simulation games, generally speaking, are about like you get stuff ready, then you start the day, then you deal with all your customers, then you close the day, order stuff, and go to bed. But I almost feel like having something all hours would make sense. Maybe that's something that comes later in the gameplay, like I can hire a drone to help serve overnight while I sleep or something. But I think you could hide, like this is very classic of this genre. So I don't know if removing that would hurt it for people who like this genre of game. I don't generally play these sort of supermarket simulator type games. But imagine if instead of sleeping, there was like a pod in here where I had some cybernetic augment that let me stay awake forever. You know what I mean? I don't need to sleep thanks to my cool augment, but I have to come in here and like refill it, and I have to make sure I can buy the refills. Otherwise, I run out of my ability to stay awake, and I'll just like sleep on the floor. Then I'll miss a bunch of customers, and everyone will be unhappy with me. You know, I feel like there are some kind of systems. I feel like there are systems that you can use to improve the way that this game feels. Can I just like infinitely stack these up, like so I don't need to wait for more bowls? Because right now, filling my bowls with cold water is really the thing that's like. Okay, no, I can't. But I have infinite bowls anyway, so I can just throw this away. Who cares? Yeah, it's like also I can stack these ahead of time because they don't need to be kept warm. If there was a stove where I needed to heat the water to like cook the noodles on, then I wouldn't be able to stack ahead of time like that. And I do think it would be interesting. They want bowl noodle. It'd be interesting if then, you know, I can keep warmers going so I don't have to do that. And it just adds more upgrades to the shop in the future. But I haven't really expanded at all. I'm still just trying to, you know, pay off my civic debt. Plate noodle. Plate noodle, I got you, bud. I hope you're ready for a great plate noodle. Hold on, let me fill another bowl. And he wants bowl noodle. Bowl noodle for my buddy. Boom. And trust me, I'm not just going to give you an empty bowl of cold water. Taking out trash and not washing your hands and serving customers sounds like something that would get you a good review. Yeah, but I don't think the drones care too much. The drones are like, human bacterial cells have no effect on us. And I doubt these are personal drones, so not like they care about the human that's gonna get dysentery. My debt terminal. Oh, I can pay off 100 civic debt. Boom. Civic debt, make 100 payment. Let's go. I just wanted to complete the quest. Oh, I got 160 Virex for completing. That's nice. That's nice. Can I, like, upgrade? I can buy the street food permit. Okay, I would like to get some more stuff going so it's not just noodle, 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 noodle. What do you want? He wants plate noodle. Plate noodle for your boy. And you go in the dumpster to tray. Place. Fella wants bowl noodle. We got a bowl noodle coming right up. Hey, how's the folks? Doing good? Doing good? All right, all right. Tell your robot wife I said hi. You have a good day now. Hey, what can I do for you, sir? You want, oh, plate noodle, a great choice, a great choice. All right, I hope the humans you're serving that to enjoy it, and don't put any anthrax in it. I know you won't. All right, see you later. I was just playing around. All right, bowl noodle, excellent choice, sir. Excellent choice, sir. And you want the water ice cold? I can do that for you, no problem. All right, and have a good one. All right, I'll see you next time. Don't be a stranger now, okay? See you, see you. What would you like today? Oh, bowl noodle, a great choice, a great choice. Kind of a copycat on the last robot, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just playing. All right. All right, you have a good one, all right? And, oh, have I seen this kind of drone before? I don't know if I have. We're getting new drones. All right, what do you want? A new drone. He must have a complicated order. Plate noodle, very complex. All right, here you go. And I hope you enjoy that. All right, I should probably place an order for some more noodle. Just while I have some time. Plate noodle, all right. Plate noodle for you. Okay. Put this plate here. I think I either have 1 or 2 trays left in there. I'm not 100% sure. And bowl noodle for the guy. All right, here you go. Bowl noodle. Open his box. Give you a bowl noodle. I should get another bowl going. All right. Did that bowl not have water in it? Plate noodle. Maybe that... It's easy to lose track. It's easy to lose track. But maybe I gave him the wrong type of bowl. Maybe I didn't fill it properly. Maybe the water evaporates. Shovels make me want to play Small Talk Simulator. True. I think water evaporation is probably a system this game doesn't have. Okay. Let's get something interesting going on. Let's buy a street food permit. Boom. Buy the license. Okay. Now I need some... I need entry-level protein, chicken, and cabbage. Chicken and cabbage. All right. Let's figure out, how do chicken and cabbage work? Do I just literally put it in the bowl? Oh. Pick up pads. This is my cabbage trays. Open it up. And this is my chicken trays. Pick up. Alright. Just wants bowl noodle. Oh, wait a minute. He wants bowl. Is it supposed to have water in it? Does he want a waterless bowl? Does he want empty bowl noodle? Let's find out. No, he was happy with that. He was happy with that. Okay, I'm not sure. A bowl of water with raw cabbage and uncooked noodles. Sounds like my kind of meal, you know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, bowl noodle. Now, are any of these robots going to order my cool new stuff? I got chicken and I got cabbage. Huh? Pretty good. Now, how do I serve those, though? Do I need another tray? Another tray system? Do I need to, like... Can I order those, actually? Workspace systems. Counter modules. Oh my gosh, they're so expensive. +1 tray slot, also very expensive. Oof, oof. And there's an order buffer system. Is it 11? No, it's 5. Retail workers, can you relate? Is it 11 p.m. yet? Only 5? Okay. Only 6 more hours left to go until my shift's over. Oh, I remember the feeling of staring at the clock while I was working at Amazon. Any more drones? Want some noodle? I mean, I can get another bowl going. Consider. What if the drones cook it on the way? If the drones can cook it on the way, I don't even know why they're ordering from me in the first place. I guess I'm just the person who puts the food in the bowl or in the box to be cooked on the way. I almost feel like, for this kind of fantasy, I should be the one with the drones. Like, I'm sending my delivery drones out. Right? I feel like that might deliver the fantasy a little bit better. Because then I can upgrade my delivery drones. And if I have more orders than drones, then I'm in like a situation that's like tough to handle, right? That fundamentally changes how the game works though, because instead of having them line up over here, I have like I would have to have like a big hollow deck of orders coming in. But I almost feel like that might satisfy the fantasy a little bit better. Late night noodles the best. That's what I'm saying. No one wants midnight noodle. That's just not what it's all about, you know. Noodle is good all the time. I can eat a bowl of piping hot ramen noodles from 7 in the morning till 3 in the morning, whether it's icy cold out or blisteringly hot out. I can eat a bowl of ramen noodles at any moment. Bowl noodle. He wants a bowl noodle. And here you go. I'm going to send this guy 500 Jones with the same order, and the last one is different, so he messes it up. Okay, let me get a couple more bowls ready. Boom. Oh, boom. All right, what you want? Plate noodle. Plate noodle. Oh, I should open your box first. Plate noodle. There you go. And I have another box of noodles ready. Oh, no. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. I knew I was prepared. Never let them say my civic debt will not be paid. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. All right, what would you like? You want bowl noodle? Well, luckily I have just the bowl noodle in stock. Boom. All right. I missed the chatting part. What if you got a plate bowl no noodle order? They would be cooking. All right. They're like, you know what I'm hungry for? I'm hungry for a 3D printed bowl, my friend. I'm like, I think that guy is doing some kind of fraud. I don't know what it is. Do people really eat noodle with nothing on it? I mean, some people probably do. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to serve. All right. If you want plain noodle in a bowl with cold water, I will serve it to you as long as you pay me my 6 Virex. If you're a paying customer, then you know what I say. I say the customer is always right. I'm happy to give you some cold noodles on a plate with no other topping. I have chicken. I have cabbage. You interested? No. All right. See you later. Man, the upgrades are coming real slow. All right. End of the day. Let's close the store. Let's not leave the store open overnight. And let's go to bed. Is the goal to finish off the debt? Right now, my goal is to serve something other than noodle on plate. My net profit was 7. My net profit was 7. I guess it's because I bought, like, chicken and cabbage. Open up. Does anyone want some chicken and cabbage? Or no? Or yes or no? We have 3. Yeah, okay. Have these bowls of water been sitting here overnight? Maybe. Are they definitely freezing cold? Maybe got some dust in them. Maybe potentially a little bug floating around in one of them. Possibly. Am I going to throw them away? Not a chance. This is perfectly good. This is a perfectly good bowl. These drones have no taste. Cold water noodles. What incarnation have I walked in on? You've walked in on my excellent ramen shop, okay? I'm delivering an excellent experience for customers everywhere. You know? Did I open the store? I did. Yo, where are my customers? Well, okay, all I do is serve plain noodles in a bowl of cold water all day, and suddenly no one wants to buy from me anymore? These people. They don't know my artistry. Oh, never mind, never mind. I was kidding. We're all good buddies here. Plate noodle, plate noodle. Yeah, I gotcha. Get out of here. Big tray. And place. And let's get this out of here. And you want bowl noodle. An excellent choice, sir. An excellent choice. Okay, and let's get my noodles over here. Hold on. Here we go. All right, run through my trash room. No one look in my trash room. Okay. Bowl noodle. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Bowl noodle served. Get some more bowls going. Open you. And we have, let's see. Plate noodle, my favorite. This is pretty much the specialty here, actually. Don't tell the bowl noodlers, but plate noodle is really where it's at. All right. It's also somewhat funny that, like, since these are drones delivering takeout to the people who are ordering it, but I'm just serving it on plates and bowls, it's like, actually, when you do these sort of takeout services, you put them in, like, fancy little containers and stuff. I almost feel like upgrading the packaging that they come in would be valuable, too. I feel like, you know, putting a plate with noodles on it, like, handing that to a person who's going to eat it at a table makes sense, but handing it to a robot who's delivering it makes much less sense. Okay. Like, this bowl has water in it, right? That's going to spill all over the inside of that box. This is not going to be pleasant for whoever ends up getting it. Can we rent out the trash room? Yeah. Lyra, if you want to sleep back in my trash room, you're more than welcome to. It'll only cost 4,000 Virex a night. Bowl noodle. Okay. Bowl noodle, bowl noodle. It's basically a steal. I'm more or less giving the room away. Take the plate. Take the tray. Place the tray. Plate noodle. All right. I wonder if they aren't ordering the cabbage or the chicken because I don't have an extra tray for prepping it. Wet box with noodles. Exactly. Would you like my signature dish? It's an upside-down bowl with wet noodles. And also, it's going to be really, really wet inside the box. It's going to spill everywhere when you open it. So, I can sign you up for 3, maybe 4,000 orders. Plate noodle. Plate noodle. All right. It cost, what was it, 275? Oh my goodness. All right. Plate noodle, plate noodle. All right, there you go. I should get another bowl ready. Got more noodles. I should probably also place another noodle box order so I have it ready to go once I need it. Boom. All right, we're on the last noodles of this batch. They've been sitting here for hours. Are you excited? Bowl noodle. The people who come here first thing in the morning are getting the noodles that have just been sitting out overnight. That can't taste good. All right. Okay. Oh, with water or no water? Dude, we got so many options at this place, you know? Well, you know what? Usually I'm a plate noodle kind of guy. But I'm feeling a little crazy. I'm feeling a little adventurous. I'm thinking maybe we get bowl noodle with water. I'm bad. I'm bad. I know. Okay, let's be bad. Okay. What time is it? 2:50 p.m. Only 8 hours till the end of my shift. Let's go. See, part of me thinks I can upgrade my tray slot, but I'm afraid that that's just going to give me more noodles and not a place to add like chicken or cabbage. And I would really hate to get back to the starting board, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I feel like it's not worth risking it because I'll be set so far behind. Oh, this is a perfect chance to order more noodles, though. Perfect chance to order more noodles. Oop, 4 trays. Chicken unlocked. You can put a trash bag on the stack of bowls, I bet, and no one will know. True, but I don't have any trash. Oh, wait. Wait, I definitely have trash bags. I was like, I don't have any trash left. That was a lie. Oh. Don't mind me just throwing my trash into the middle of the street. I pressed the wrong button. Hopefully this doesn't give me more civic debt. I think it might. Dude, watch my civic debt tick up by like 1,000 because I accidentally threw trash out the window. Now that would be good storytelling right there. All right, plate noodle. Okay, plate noodle. Let's get another bowl ready. Let's get another bowl ready, I said. Oh, plate noodle. Great choice. Boom. The trash bag is free. What happens when you clean up all the trash? Oh, good point. Good point. I should probably do that just to find out. And here you go. It's 6 p.m. Once today is over, maybe I'll clean up all that trash. Plain noodle, my beloved. Oh, what can I do for you today, sir? You feeling adventurous? Bowl noodle, a great choice, a great choice. Don't worry, the water is piping cold. Piping cold. Okay. Boom. Let's clean this tray up for varying definitions of the word clean. All right. Can we sell the trash? Now there's an idea. Lyra, you got that business mindset, and I love to see it, honestly. Plate noodle, hope you enjoy. Another $6 in the old bank. Can't clean it all up if you threw some out the window. Do I have to pay them to bring me my trash back so I can throw it away properly? Pay 60 Virex to get my trash back? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, no more trash left in my store, right? I also threw away... I mean, there's also already so much litter out there. It's clear they don't care, right? If they're like, you littered and that's against the city ordinances, it was like, source? I'm going to need someone to explain that to me because are we looking at the same city? Bowl noodle. Bowl noodle. Sorry. I was complaining about the government instead of serving you your food. You know how it is. All right. See you next week, Jim. Okay. All right. All right. What can I do you for? Plate noodle? Bowl noodle. An excellent choice. All right. All right. Here you go. Here you go. Did Lyra serve the noodles? I don't feel so good. I forgot how sensitive my stomach is. All my customers be like. Is it 11? Nope. start cleaning up some of this garbage. Oh, what can I do you for? A bowl noodle. Nice, okay. But hope you feel better, okay? All right. You should throw all the trash out so you get so much debt that it flips over and you have lots of money. There we go. Trying to integer overflow my dang debt by throwing trash out the window. Okay. Bowl noodle. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do a little bowl noodle for you. Don't even mind. Don't even worry about it, none. All right. 30 more minutes till the end of the shift. Why must I be cursed with these genes? I'm telling you. I'm allergic to coconut and I'm allergic to peppers. And being allergic to peppers is so sad because I love peppers. I can't eat my beloved bell peppers. I can't eat spicy food. Ah, it's rough. It's rough. So I feel you on that. Being allergic to coconut has never really bothered me too much because of the fact that, like, you know, it's always been not good. I've always not enjoyed eating it because it's always, you know, made my tongue fuzzy and gave me weird reactions. But I should close the store before I do this, huh? Yeah. Cleaning up the trash. Cleaning up the trash. To find out if there's a reward for cleaning up the trash. Hopefully no trash juice gets on my chicken, which has been sitting unrefrigerated in a box for a while. It's good IRL strat, integer overflow my debt. I'm gonna go ahead and say probably not a good strat in real life, but I'm also not a financial advisor or your father, so you know, you do what you got to do. Okay. All right, come on, clean up, come on. All right. Just absolutely annihilating my chicken with trash. Who am I? Future Canoe? Radioactive chicken is the joke. All right. Let's not worry too much about it. Would be cool if there was a reward for a clean place, but I somehow doubt it. Yeah, having a reward for cleaning up the place would be nice because maybe I could buy another counter and do something other than serve plate noodle, but we find out one way or another. No pina colada for you. Okay. All right. Boom. One time I hid in the pantry and ate coconut flakes straight from the bag. I mean, it's funny that it's probably a pleasant experience, but coconut to me has always just been like horrid to eat. So it sounds awful, but I know that it sounds awful due to my own my own sensitive, what is it, immune system? that's what's causing the reaction. It's so funny because I didn't know I was allergic to coconut for a long time. I just thought coconut was nasty. And then we ordered some coffee, and Insandio got a coconut one, and she was like, "It's really good. It's sweet. You can't even taste the coconut. You'll like it." And I was like, "But I don't like coconut." She's like, "But this one's good. You can't taste it, I promise." So I drank some, and I was like, "Yeah, the flavor's nice, and it's sweet and all, but I just hate the way that it like tastes all fuzzy and makes my mouth like kind of swollen." And she was like, "Are you being so for real with me right now? Are you being 100% for real with me right now? You are the dumbest person I've ever met. You're allergic to coconut." And I was like, "Oh, dang, actually true?" Hold on, actually kind of true with it? Yeah, and then there's like the dehydrated peanut butter powder that's like, I quite enjoy adding it to like smoothies and stuff, and then they released it like a new formula that had coconut in it, but I didn't read the package because I thought I could eat it just fine. And then I put some peanut butter powder and stuff, and then my brain swelled up. I was so foggy, I could not tell what was going on. I was like, uh-oh. Luckily, Costco accepted my return of the peanut butter powder I could no longer eat. Boom. All right. Come on. Thank you. Part of me just wants to serve the noodles from my trash kingdom. Part of me is like, we just leave my area looking like it is. Pick up. Thank you. And we don't even worry about it. Is that all the trash? Is that all the trash? Nope. Could hardly even see that trash. All right. Yes, my trash kingdom. Gaze upon it and weep, for there are no kingdoms left to conquer. All right. Oh, there's still some. I actually still missed some. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Come on, pick it up. Thank you. All right, and now we throw all the trash over here. Hopefully none of this got on the cabbage, the cabbage or chicken. What cabbage in America be like right now? Oh, oops. Oh, no. Oh, trash all over the cabbage. Hopefully there's no parasites on it. Okay. Is this empty? It's not empty. All right. So let's pick you up and drop you over here. Oh, it was a good idea for me to close the shop. Otherwise, I would have littered so much on accident. Shovel, I'm calling the FDA. What? On what? Oh, okay. Oh, a humble ramen shop owner can't stack 100 bags of trash on top of his raw chicken that's kept out unrefrigerated. Oh, I thought this was a freedom country, you know? Oh, my goodness. Everyone's so sensitive nowadays. All right, come on. That's unhealthy. Lay your eyes upon the eternal... Lay your eyes on the eternal kingdom. Hollow trash, right? I think this is what the Pale King was trying to prevent. All right, all right. Oh, this is Hollow Knight if instead of moths, the radiance was a big fly attracted to garbage. Nice, okay. Come on, we're almost there. We're almost to the next step of throwing stuff away. I'm sure this cabbage is safe to eat, okay? Honestly, I don't even like the insinuation that it wouldn't be safe to eat. How much trash can I get on top of my cabbage and then still serve it to robots? This game also delivering on the fantasy that a lot of people have right now of abusing robots. All right. Nice, all right. My trash kingdom is migrating to the alley. Nice. Ooh, I could put some of the trash piles on my bed and sleep on them. That sounds pretty fun, huh? Ooh, Kobe. Nice. All right. This is very safe to eat cabbage, I think. Now, I need to make sure I don't accidentally throw it away, if I'm being so real with you. Throwing away that box of cabbage would be absolutely devastating. Did my money go up? Okay. Maybe I didn't look at it for a long time. I thought I only had like 170 something. I guess I served more customers after that, huh? Got too distracted by whatever else is going on. Oop. Oop. But I'm so close to my next station. All right. Let's take my whole box and put it back in here. Now that it's thoroughly sanitized. For various definitions of sanitization. Truly riveting gameplay. Taking out the trash simulator. True. Taking out the trash simulator goes crazy. Nice. Nice. Oh. We're gaming. We've almost never been gaming this hard. Oh, for a second I thought it was so over, but we're actually so back. Okay. You want to give me a reward for throwing away all this trash, or... Boom. Nice. Yeah, there's not even, like, really, like, a... As far as I can tell, there's no cleanliness rating I'm improving or anything like that. This isn't, like, you know, proving I'm a good civil servant with, you know, my civic duty being met of keeping things clean. I wonder... If I were to go and look at the VOD right now, how much of the game time has been spent throwing away trash and how much has been spent serving ramen to customers? For the ramen shop simulator, I feel like those numbers are not nearly at the proportion you would expect them to be, or the proportion you would want them to be. Okay, let's drop this here, and let's pick up this whole box and drop it here. Okay, we got those 2 boxes. Let's get another bowl of water to leave overnight. Oh, let's put a tray down. Leave that overnight. Classic. And then let's get... Oh, is there trash? Oh, no, okay. Look how clean it is in here, though, eh? All right, and let's open this. Make sure it gets some nice airing overnight. That's good for the noodles, I think. All right, and let's go to bed. Soon I will be able to have another ingredient. Can you throw food in the dumpster? The cabbage is probably ripe now. I think the cabbage is like in the best state it's ever been in. I feel like it was more time with trash than ramen. What? Did I miss this trash? Disaster. How could this happen to me? All right. We dealt with trash. Did I, like, generate trash overnight? Okay, good, good. I thought maybe I did. All right, let's open the store. I'm going to make enough money to get another ingredient into my ramen bowls. Also, this dumpster should have been overflowing. This is like a dumpster of endless appetite. All right. Yeah, I also almost feel like fitting with the cyberpunk theme, rather than having a dumpster I can actually like clean up properly, just being able to throw it over this gate into the river and like slowly polluting the outside, watching my own trash like float down, that's not like a happy thing. I'm not like excited to do that, but I feel like it would fit with the theme a little bit. And then maybe I can upgrade to have like a trash incinerator so I can try to make the area nicer outside. Mostly what I'm thinking right now is there are a lot of ways for you to lean into the appeal and the fantasy and the way the world would work in this sort of cyberpunk dystopia. And I feel like you should lean into those elements to like differentiate this from any other like shop simulator, because right now the gameplay is feeling a little bit thin. As you can probably tell from how much it's just been doing the same thing over and over again, you know? Yeah, it's a cyberpunk theme, but the shop only has 2 machines. That's like, I feel like you really hit the nail on the head there with that comment. It's like, I expect to be doing all kinds of nonsense. Like, this should be like a sci-fi, like 3D printing plates, 3D printing even noodles maybe, different machinery, like, you know, body augments that let me do other stuff. Like, I feel like there's a lot of ways you can expand on the theme, but it's not really being done. And I can't even interact with this coffee machine. There's a coffee machine here, but... Oh, what was that? Trash. I can't believe I missed trash. It was right next to the dumpster. Alright, it is 9 a.m. I feel like a really good game in this category would be if you open up a futuristic arcade in the back. Yeah, an arcade would be cool. Any customers? Nope. Okay. Also, like, being able to, you know, put big, bright neon signs and other cyberpunk-type advertisements. Advertisements in general, I feel like there's sort of a lack of advertisements for what you would expect, right? Bowl noodle. All right, for a second there, I thought I didn't actually put any noodles in that bowl. Wouldn't be the first time I did that. Yeah, employing robots and employing drones and stuff would be big. That's why I think I should be, you know, delivering orders from people through like a terminal using my own drones. That would feel very cyberpunky. You know, oh, my drones are out there delivering stuff right now, and I'm getting my orders through this big terminal. And I can upgrade my order terminal. Plate noodle. Nice. Okay, I got more bowls. What you want, homie? Bowl noodle. I gotcha. It's fresh bowl noodle, too. Okay, I don't gotcha. All right, fresh from the floor. Hope you like it. A cleanup drone has been dispatched. Oh, is this for the trash I threw over there forever ago? Wow, they are not on top of things, huh? Bowl noodle. I guess I should have known that they weren't on top of things. My debt didn't go up, though, which is interesting. I would have expected my debt to go up. Plate noodle. That's a classic here. Might as well name the store Plate Noodle, you know what I'm saying? There's one big thing missing, lore. I feel like it did have some nice lore drops at the beginning, but then the gameplay kind of slowed way down, and there hasn't been too much since then. Like, having advertisements from, like, the big company that's in charge of everything. Active menu configuration. I feel like I totally missed that window. How have I not seen that yet? Plate noodle. Plate noodle. Plate noodle. Plate noodle. Do I have another noodle in the back ready to go? I kind of don't want to order it because I kind of want to save my money. Plate noodle. Running out of noodles at the noodle shop would be a bit of a disaster, though. All right, let's play it safe. Get another box of noodles in the back. But soon, I'm so close to buying another counter. Just need a couple more customers. A couple more customers. Also, the deliveries are basically instant. I feel like that's also something potentially you could upgrade, is like the delivery drone speed. Or rather than getting a delivery, I need to send out a drone to get it, although that's a bit of a stretch. I feel like it might work, but it might just like complicate things a little bit. Plate noodle, but it's in a different language, so people think it's actually something normal. When is anybody buying anything with cabbage? I think I need to have the cabbage on a prep station before people will order it. You want a plate noodle, right? Okay. Okay, and I think now with that order, I can finally afford another prep station. Let's go. Okay. Give me a 275, not 250, 275. We're almost there. We're almost at another prep station. 4 p.m. On day 4, we'll do something other than plate noodle and bowl noodle. Wee-haw, cowboy. Wee-haw. Who else would you want to buy noodles from, right? Plate noodle. Plate noodle. Also, if you're taking orders that you're delivering with your own drones, an advertisement system makes more sense because then people would be able to place orders from anywhere. I mean, I guess they already still can place orders from anywhere, but it would make sense if, like, you run an ad campaign and so you suddenly get a bunch more orders. I guess that makes sense even without delivering drones yourself. But I feel like the interface for it would look cooler if you were getting the orders online, because then you could see your own advertisements. Whereas right now, if you click run advertisement campaign, you wouldn't really see anything. And I think having the visual representation of the ads you're running would be cool. Mostly to fit with the theme, but you know how it is. Who else would you want to buy from? Oh, I meant buy from. Buy from. I guess that's an important sentence to finish. An important sentence to finish all the words of. You can't end that one early. What I was going to say is, who else would you want to buy from? The ramen noodle owner that's running through the back, looking at the ceiling, shouting "wee-haw" because he's waiting for more customers? That's who I want noodles from. You know that guy? You know that guy is going to put the noodles on a plate and give it to you. And in this economy, what more can you ask for? Come on. Yes, yes. Counter, counter, counter. Give, 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 please. Please give. Oh, yeah. We got 2 counters going on. Oh. They moved. Wait. Where's my noodles? Did that delete my noodles? Oh, I got moved back here. Got it, got it. What do you want, friend? He wants bowl noodle. Can I make it in time? Let's find out. Oh, the fastest bowl noodle on the block. What would you like? Plate noodle? Bowl noodle. Of course you want bowl noodle, you picky customer. Get out of my shop. Okay. All right. And then let's get, you know what? I want to put protein on these. Plate noodle. Boom. All right. I have the opposite job, taking drive-thru orders. Maximum human interaction. All right, is it 11? No, 9:30. Come on, order chicken, order chicken, order chicken. Plate noodle, plate noodle. You don't want no chicken? No chicken on your plate noodle? Hmm? It's pretty good. It's been sitting out for a couple of days and was covered in garbage. If that changes your mind, it would change my mind. Come on. This is unironically making me want to go eat a ramen bowl for dinner. Unfortunately, ramen bowl is expensive. You know how it is. There's a place nearby that makes really good ramen, but a bowl is like $17 or something, so pricey. But I went to Japan, and I had a bunch of ramen in Japan, and I will say that place nearby, its ramen is on the same level as ramen in Japan. There were like some ramen places in Japan that kind of mogged it, but there were 2 places I ate in Japan that was like not as good as it. Still delicious, but not as good as the place nearby. So pretty nice to be able to get extremely high level ramen. All right, that's the end of the story. End of the day. I want to serve at least 1 chicken before I move on to another game. At least 1 chicken. Are you going to play this game for the whole stream? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, a deficit of -179? Well, I had to buy a new counter, you know, so that people can buy my chicken. Buy my chicken. Buy my chicken. Do I need to, like, add it to my menu? Protein? Oh, okay. Now they can order chicken. Perfect. I don't think I can serve... If I take this, can I just drop it right on a plate? No, I don't think so. If I have the plate on the floor, can I pick up the cabbage and put it on the plate? No. Okay, so I need the prep station. Without the prep station, I can't do anything. I can't even return the plate, all right? So this is trash plate. I said this is trash plate. Okay. So now chicken is on the menu. I might need another order. No, I don't need another order of noodles. I'm fine. Come on. Order noodle chicken. Order noodle chicken. Order noodle chicken. Come on. Give me chicken noodle. Shovel, make extra bowls. Throw them on the floor instead of stacking them. Whoa. Oh, so what that means is I need to take this, drop it on the floor. Then, boom. Oh, we're going to have so many water bowls. They said it couldn't be done. They said there's no way you're just going to dump a bunch of water bowls on the floor. Bowl noodle chicken! Bowl noodle chicken! Let's go! Now that's an order. That one's floating. Put the noodles in place. Bowl noodle. You don't want chicken? You seriously don't want chicken? You saw what I did for that guy. You saw the joys that I can bring. Get out of my store. I can't even look at you. Bowl noodle chicken, bowl noodle chicken. Come on. Someone order plate chicken. Order plate noodle chicken. Come on. Do you decide what game to play next live, or do you have a list to go through? I have a list that I prepare before each stream so that I can make sure that I'm not playing the same type of game over and over again, because if I played like 4 platformers in a row, that 4th one I play is going to get a worse playtesting experience than the ones that came before. Oh, huh. Okay, it seems like throwing them on the floor has fundamentally broken something that I wasn't supposed to do that. All right. Game is mad at me. Game doesn't know ball. Doesn't know my awesome strats. Next week is 10 Nikki games, he told me. Oh, yeah, true. Do you even have 10 Nikki games submitted, or am I going to play like 3 Nikki games but just rotate them, you know, over and over again? Cold chicken that was close to trash. Oh, yeah, cold chicken that was close to trash. That's exactly what I'm looking for in my noodles. It's because there's no bowl on the bottom. It's only checking if there's a top bowl for making bowls. Oh, so I need to take it from the plate noodle chicken. Plate noodle chicken. Plate noodle chicken. Exquisite tastes. I hope you enjoy that chicken. Only the finest product. Don't ignore the rest of this VOD. Don't look at this VOD. Bowl noodle. You disgust me. You disgust me, bowl noodle. You don't even want chicken on it. Puh, peasant. Alright, bowl noodle. What do you want? Plate noodle. No chicken? For real, no chicken. For real. You're gonna look at me in the face and not order my chicken. Messed up. You know, people in this world, they just take and take and take, and not even ordering my chicken. Not even ordering the chicken. Messed up. It's messed up. You know what? You never know who you can trust in this dog-eat-dog world. Play noodle chicken! Now that's my best friend right there. Play noodle chicken. Let's go. That's a homie. You come back, all right? You come back and you tell your friends to come by too. I'll hook them up on the house. On the house. Plate noodle. Honestly, I was hurrying to get you your food. I'm not even worried about it anymore. Not even worried. All right, I need to order more noodles. I always like to have a box of noodles in the back. I need 105 for the next license. But bowl noodle chicken. Bowl? Oh, wait. Almost messed that up. Bowl noodle chicken. One of my favorite customers of all time. You're in my good graces. All right, take that. I was watching Spider-Man shorts. Plate noodle. No chicken? No chicken for plate noodle? It's messed up. Yeah, okay. I'm going to close the store. You get out of here. I don't want you. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, let's think critically about this game, see if we can provide some feedback. Shall they take your plates and bowls and never return them? Yeah, but luckily I have infinity. Check it out. Yeah, this is just one of the excellent skills you learn when you run ramen stores. This is just the kind of thing that you get really good at, you know? It's just like the kind of experience that I have as a ramen store owner is I can just I think I'm just throwing the same plates over and over again. I do it like this, yeah. Yeah, this is high level tech right here. Honestly, I should open a plate and bowl store because this doesn't cost me anything. My margins on this are theoretically infinite. I guess they're not defined. Anyway, now that I've absolutely annihilated the floor with plates and bowls, let's think critically about this game and see if we can provide some feedback. Are the advertisements outside AI generated? I saw those out there and I thought maybe they kind of looked like it, but I'm not 100% sure. And I don't think this game marked an AI disclosure, so I'm guessing not. It's also possible they paid an artist for these and the artist like scammed them with AI generation. So I'd rather not witch hunt, but it does seem possible. If nothing else, advertisements in a cyberpunk game are the ones that make the most sense to be AI generated if we're being totally real. But I would prefer if they were human drawn. But anyway, let's think critically, aside from that, let's think critically about this game and see if we can, I hope the bowls despawn. I don't think they're going to, but maybe. Check out the sideways plate, right? Now this is what you come to the ramen store for, this kind of artistry. I stole the bowls from Walmart? Yeah, probably. How many do you think you can throw before the game crashes? Let's find out if they reset on sleep. They probably won't, but that would be a good quality of life. And nope. Okay. Actually, I kind of like the fact that I can destroy my store and it stays destroyed. Now it's on me to fix it. That's kind of fun. But okay. Let's think critically about this game. See if we can provide some feedback. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but one thing for sure is that the game takes way too long to add more complexity. I really do like the way the game started with the... I feel like your introduction and all that exposition was really well done. I liked it. And then I think after all that corporate speak and making everything seem like it was super happy and like the society is great and the pleasant imagery and stuff, I feel like you could even lean into the pleasant imagery a little bit more. Like lots of like pretty plants, bright greeneries, people eating delicious food. And like you could have like a little image of a ramen store that's all like happy. And then you come to the reality of it and it's like disgusting. I think that could be a really nice image. And I think you already have like a pretty good dose of that. But then the problem is cleaning up the trash takes forever. And there's no limit to the amount I can throw away, so I really am incentivized to just keep throwing it all away. If the dumpster filled up and I needed to sleep before I could fill up again, then at least it's giving me a reason to throw away some trash every day, but not over-index on it. Or you could change the trash system a little bit so that you can like fill a garbage bag, so you can do it a little bit more optimally or something. Something like that would be cool. Is there a way to clean the window? Clean the window? Oh, this window. Doesn't look like it. Oh, and I'm being watched. That's nice. Love that for me. And I think the setting is well done, but the one piece of feedback that just kept coming up over and over again, other than the big one, which is that the game takes too long to add complexity, and even now the complexity is still just clicking different things, is that I feel like there's a lot more you can do to appeal to the fantasy of running a ramen store in a cyberpunk dystopia, right? I feel like the way the cyberpunk dystopia should work is a lot more sci-fi stuff, cybernetic implants, advertisements. I think leaning into all of those aspects of the game so that you're delivering on the fantasy that people actually want from this, right? Because I feel like you have a super strong fantasy here. I feel like the idea of running a ramen store in a cyberpunk dystopia is super appealing, and people get it instantly, right? You show the holographic advertisements, you show the setting, you show like handing ramen to drones. People get it. And they have their ideas about what they want in a game like this. And I think what you need to do is make sure that all of the design decisions you have are leaning in to that feeling. And making sure you're actually delivering on that fantasy. Because right now, my fear would be with this game is that people get it, the appeal is strong, and the visuals are nice. Like, that's one thing you did really well, too. Is like, I feel like this environment looks like a cyberpunk dystopia. Although these rain particles are a little bit messed up, right? Which is kind of funny, but I didn't notice that until just now. But aside from that, I feel like just looking down this hall, this feels very much like I'm in prison in my ramen shop in a cyberpunk world. So I think that's done really well. But I think my fear would be that once people play the demo, it takes too long to get the action going. And they'll play for like an hour, if that, and then be like, okay, this isn't really going anywhere. And part of that is that the gameplay is a little bit too straightforward, where it's like people just want the same couple things and you don't have to do anything to prep it, right? It's just you put the noodles on the plate, or you put the noodles and the chicken on the plate, or you put the noodles in the bowl. And I feel like adding some elements of cooking or some other customizations and stuff would really go a long way. I feel like that's another place where you can lean into that cybernetic fantasy, right? The cyberpunk fantasy. Imagining there's some kind of like flavor dust that feels very dystopian, where it's like, which flavor dust do you want to give your meal maximum flavor to? Almost Idiocracy style, which electrolytes do your noodles crave? And there's like a station, and you click it, and you click the combination. You can either have, power electrolytes or speed electrolytes, and you click them, and then it puts it on the noodles. That way the dishes look kind of different because you have like the red and green noodles instead of regular noodles. And it's more customization to add. It's always night and rain, even when it should be like afternoon. That's true. The day-night cycle, it's like, if I open the store and let the time start going. What is this? Mode? Messages? Yeah, I never really interacted with this, but there's nothing here interact with, as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's really not a day-night cycle as far as I can tell, so that could be something to add, maybe. But I think more important than those extra details are the core fantasy, the core appeal, and making sure the gameplay itself stays engaging. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with adding a bunch of complexity to the ordering system, right? This doesn't need to be a game like what's that one game like Cook Serve Delicious or whatever. The gameplay doesn't need to become Cook Serve Delicious. It can still be very much like straightforward food preparation, but the things that you do to manage the store then need to be where the complexity and fun decision making come in. I think Hellfire in the air and like meteors coming down Cyber Rock World for a change would be interesting. Also, let's see if they are unhappy with the way I'm running my store right now. But yeah, so I think doing more to lean into the appeal and adding more gameplay decisions that make the gameplay stay interesting and engaging. Because like I was going through the motions for a long time, and it got to the point where I'm kind of done going through the motions. I really don't want to anymore. You know, it's like I served enough bowls of noodles and plates of noodles that I got it right. And I'm so far from more upgrades, and I don't have another counter for adding like the cabbage, and even that, like after adding the chicken, I was pretty happy about that for like a brief amount of time. But at this point, it's the same thing. It's like, do I click plate and chicken, or do I click plate and noodle, or do I click plate, noodle, and chicken? It's like I kind of get it, you know what I mean? And so adding some more systems that change things up and give me more to think about would be cool. And like people in chat have said, adding more like robots and stuff like that to like run little sections for me. Having a little robot that like prepares the chicken for me would be cute too. That's another way to think about it, is like, this is supposed to be cyberpunk. So you could literally like lean into the dystopian nature of it, which I'm running the ramen shop, but instead of cooking and prepping the chicken myself, I create a little robot that like dices up the chicken and then like heats it up. And then it's like holding a little chicken for me to take. And so I build my little chicken prep station, and there's a robot that does it for me. And then it's still like clicking to put it in the right spot, but it fits the fantasy and the nature of the game a little bit better. So that would be my like big things. It's like the gameplay takes too long to expand and open up into more things for you to do. And even when it does that, it's not that engaging to play, because it's literally just the same actions over and over again. And maybe you could develop the gameplay like that. Maybe adding cabbage and adding different ingredients and customizing the order and having a bunch of different stations and needing to manage all the supplies. Maybe that would become an engaging gameplay loop if it got there faster. But it's hard to tell with the current speed. It was going way too slow. If you close shop then open it before everyone gets a chance to leave. Oh, they just leave. I closed it on a line of people earlier when I started giving feedback, and they just walked away. Yeah, so I'd say the gameplay needs some tuning, whether that's more complexity or ramping up quicker. And the fantasy right now, there's some stuff you could do to serve the fantasy better. Additionally, like upgrading the shop, I feel like the Virex system is like, it takes a little bit too long to get stuff going. Oh, hey, the neural implants. This is cool. I like the idea of the neural implants. And here's the advanced marketing. You can do advertising. That's cool. Priority service protocol. More Virex per order. Yeah, I think you have some cool stuff in here, but I never got to get to it because I was too busy getting to one station to allow me to put more ingredients and stuff. So I never even got one of these. Let's see, what is this? Automatically identifies and opens incoming order packages on arrival, allowing immediate preparation. Yeah, this costs 70 Virex, but it's not doing too much. Adds a feature to your retinal display to show the ingredients requested in the given customer order. But I can already see what they want. So I don't know what that does for me. But in any case, I feel like you've identified a very strong premise, and I feel like you have a great skeleton for it here. I feel like what you've done so far is really, really good. And if you expand on it a little bit and make it a little bit more engaging and do some of the stuff we talked about, or figure out your own way to accomplish the same goals of the things I talked about, then I think you have like a really strong game on your hands, not just your singular hand. But yeah, nice. Thanks for submitting. This is really cool. And like I said, I think very strong skeleton. Okay. Let me go back to my talking head view so we can pull up the next game. Oh, let me save in case I want to get back in here and serve more plate noodle chicken. All right, save the game. Nice. I forgot to make sure that game worked ahead of time, so I'm glad it did. All right, next up. Let me take a drink. All right, next up, we have De-Infestation by Lusk. Now, this game is one that I played on stream and gave feedback to like 8 months ago or something. I played this a long time ago. And then Lusk went through all of my feedback and implemented some of it and tried to fix all like some of the stuff I suggested, as well as making his own improvements and just figuring out what he wanted to do to improve this game. And so it's a great opportunity for us to go over this game again, see how the improvements help, see if there's anything else that could need some polish. Maybe some of the stuff that got added is actually hurting from the experience, or just I think it'll be good to revisit this and see what's going on. Lusk is goated. True. Okay. I'm going to click up to normal mode, and let's get started. Commanders. Commanders provide special abilities, passives, or even unique modifications to your army. You pick a commander at the start of each run. Sounds good? These are my commanders. So I can take Selindis, an attack-based commander specialized in having less army size but having more damage. A Chrono, an attack-based commander specialized in timing their abilities and getting their hands dirty on the field. Or Arc, a gold-based commander that relies on having a strong economy to get stronger. Okay. And then they have a bunch of spells, a passive, summons Chrono into the fight, workers return double gold. Okay, I'm just going to pick the first one. Pick a card. Cobra fires a burst of bullets towards the enemy, supply cost 1, HP low, DPS normal, range 10, attack fast, Demolisher, Iron Fist Crusader. So these three are all like melee types. This one's a tank, a high HP tank. I feel like this Cobra unit feels very basic, so let's just take the basic unit and get started. And then we have a flying anti-air unit, a flying air unit, a long-range sniper. Let's take a flying. I feel like this is feels like a basic flying unit, so let's take that. We'll go basic flying. Mission landfall. Difficulty simple. Mission briefing. This is the tutorial mission. Start with an allied bunker, 1 air lane and 1 ground lane, 2 front lines. Defeat the enemy base to win. Okay. Tutorial missions. Early missions are difficult to lose and or have something that can help you massively for defending. Feel free to use it as an advantage to learn how to play. Okay. Hello, Commander. I am Chrono. I shall be showing you how to lead your forces and defeat the enemy. No need to worry about losing while we chat. The bunker should be able to hold off the enemies on its own. Except hard. Except on hard. Well, that is a great little disclaimer. You should be able to mess around while you learn how to play. Okay. First, production. Click on a unit in the upper right command card, then press the number key to place the unit. If a unit cannot be placed on the desired tile, it'll be auto-place itself to the nearest functional tile. So click worker, and then click 1. It went to 2. Click worker and click 2. It looks like 1 spawned. Oh, right, my supply went up. So if I click another one of these, that's 9 supply. It's not spawning on 1. Okay, that spawned on 2. Okay, that also didn't spawn on 1. Okay, I'm kind of destroying the enemy. First, production. Click unit on the upper right command card, then press the number key to place the unit. Right, got it. Units have specific pathable terrains. Air units can go any lane. Oh, okay. So this is the air lane, this is the ground lane, and I was trying to summon ground units, but they were all going... And even if I clicked the air lane, they're like, well, it can't go there, so it spawned on the ground. Got it. So this unit, in theory, I can spawn up on the air lane. Ah, nice. Okay, I remember this. Was this from the Shovel Jam? I don't think this was for the Shovel Jam. I believe this was for some, like a Neuro-Sama Jam or something like that. Okay, mission complete. Rewards 1 new unit or upgrade unlock. Okay. So I get a new unit. Basilisk Tank. Extremely defensive unit that can stop enemies. The Sentinel attacks with poison fumes. And the Demolisher runs over enemies. Or I can get Juggernaut Planting. All units gain armor. All tank units gain super armor. Okay, I think just straight up upgrading the units I already have seems good. That way I can have more powerful guys. So I get... Oh, and I get to pick a mission. Okay. All right, so I can take Holdout, which is a defensive mission where I need to survive for 7 minutes, or another defensive mission with 2 air lanes and 1 ground lane. So I should take the multiple ground lanes because I have this ground unit. Okay, let's see. Completing bonus objectives allows you to gain abilities, unlock more units. Mission 2, Mission 4, Mission 6 always have a bonus objective. When you enter the enemy will be attacking us for the next 7 minutes. Set up some defenses, and don't forget about the tunnel deep below. Also, there's a colony behind us that's still currently evacuating. I bet we can get high command rewards. Nice that we don't allow the enemy to breach our defenses. Okay. So, do not let the enemy capture the second position. So, I need my workers, but I also need some defenses. All right, right. We're defending in both lanes. Perfect. Okay. So let's get some workers going. All right, and the workers are going to make us money that we can use to spawn more units. How much money do I have? I have a lot. Okay, so let's just keep spawning then. I see the benefit now of getting more units rather than these upgrades. It means I can spawn more often. But we're getting plenty of gold. As long as we just keep creating units. Let me, all right, I can put air units down in the tunnel, even though only air units are exclusive to the air lane. But I can also just put them in regular lanes. I don't know 100% what the benefit of that is, but might as well. Let's keep spawning some workers. Just keep spawning stuff. Just keep putting stuff out there. Is Neurosama the AI anime girl VTuber thing? Yeah, I think so. Keep spawning my workers. I feel like we're kind of crushing the enemy right now. I feel like it's kind of not even a little bit close. Oh, I have a limited... Oh, okay, I have a maximum amount of units. Okay. Well, at this point, I'm just generating so much money. So is there a way for me to unlock more supply slots, or is at this point, am I just arbitrarily waiting? Oh, right. I have, like, abilities. Oh, shit. I cast that ability. I don't know what it does. Oh, I spawned a little pink miner. That's cute. I don't know what that pink miner is doing, but I spawned him. Oh, my units are dying. Quickly. Spawn more. Spawn the units. We need as much units as possible. Okay, and I am all supplied out. I'm confused what's going on. So, at the top I have gold, and I think spawning these miners is allowing me to mine these crystals, which gives me gold. I can spend gold to buy units over here. When I buy a unit, I click on it, and then I click the number of the lane I wanted to assign it to. Some lanes are ground lanes, so I can put my ground units on like 2 and 4, because those are both ground lanes. Some units are air lanes, so I can only put my flying units in the air lanes. So if I want to spawn a flying unit, I can spend 375 gold and then put it in any lane because it's flying. So that's why I have these flying guys in all three. But I only have flying guys up top because that's an air lane. Then I have my HP and the enemy HP and then the shields. Now the enemy HP is not going down because this is like a survival challenge. So I'm just trying to stay alive basically. And so by trying to stay alive, I'm just loading up whenever my units go down in a row. And so they're firing at the enemy's HP, but it's not moving right now because I'm in my survival mission. And I've been surviving for 3.5 minutes, basically. I need to keep going. Then the supply is how many units I can have on the field. So I think right now I have 50 units, including a bunch of workers, which at this point, I don't need the workers anymore. But I don't think there's a way for me to just, like, get rid of them. So I'm kind of just in a holding pattern. Spawn units in lanes where I need to. In case I start losing troops. And it's just holding out. And then I think these are the abilities that I got for picking my character, but I don't know what they do because I didn't read it. So I can I think this one spawns like a special pink miner, but I don't know what that pink miner does. Oh shit. I need to pay attention. I don't know what that pink miner does, but at the very least, it looks like we're holding out just fine. We got so much gold. I did not need this many miners. I think there's like an interesting thing going on where it's like, I need the gold to spawn units, but I have a limited amount of supply, so I shouldn't overload on miners. But there's not like a good way to get rid of the miners. So I kind of just have to hope I get the I have to hope I get like the ratio correct. Otherwise, I'll get overwhelmed without much chance to fight back. Looks like the second lane is the most active. This air lane is totally fine. Nothing is getting through, and the bottom lane has been holding also with no issue whatsoever. It's just this lane sometimes is struggling. All right, well, not a problem. Looks like I can spawn another one of my special miners. I don't really know what that's doing, but we're in there. Also, I don't know if it's bugged or if the game just doesn't have sound, but I think neither of us are hearing anything. Which means I guess I can just play. Does my music work? I don't know if it fits this game super well, but at least it's some music. Something to casually listen to while we wait to hold out against these enemies. Is this Isadora's Edge OST? It is, it is. This is a boss theme from the game that I have also used for every one of my game dev secret shorts. So I feel like Tofu was saying it's going to be like the Matt Pat effect to hear this in game. Okay, I need to lock in. Not a flying, not a flight. Okay. We're doing just fine. Nice. Okay, we're back. Game dev secret on miners. Don't make too many. That's damn true. That's damn true. A game dev secret about being awesome and winning this game. No problem. Oh, yeah. Just do it like this. Nice. All right. Kind of sounds like an Undertale song. Nice, nice. I mean, that's a great compliment because Undertale makes some good stuff. Also, what is the Matt Pat effect? So the Matt Pat effect is when you see something in its original context and it feels weird because like you're used to seeing it in another context. And it comes from like the Matt Pat used that one picture of himself in like all of his game theories. And so then when you see the picture that came from, it feels wrong because you're so used to seeing it moving around in the videos. It's like, that's not what it's from, but that's the original picture. So hearing this boss theme when you fight the boss that it's associated with in the game is probably going to feel a little bit strange due to the fact that it's most commonly associated with the shorts. Nice. All right, mission complete. Rewards: 1 new unit upgrade unlock. Bonus objective reward: another unit upgrade unlock. New ability unlocked: the colony's troopers. Summon 8 troopers to attack the enemy for you. All right, I'll take that. All right. Is this boss going to be the combat playtest boss? I think so. I think I'm going to have... Right now, my idea for the combat playtest is to have 2 bosses in it. And I think this will be one of them. I think. I'm not 100% sure, though. Okay. I need powerful, expensive units. Absolute Zero sends a flash freeze that slows all enemies by 50%. Slows all enemies every 15 seconds. Okay. Ouroboros Time Watch. Reduce all icon cooldowns. Reduce unit cooldown by 50%. Anti-air ground unit. Bullets bounce off the roof and head downwards. Okay, an anti-air ground unit's pretty nice. Silo. Deals damage in a radius. Can push enemies slightly. I kind of want to reroll. I need, like, expensive, powerful units. Okay. All units gain HP regeneration. Biotech Nanoswarm. Sends drones that deal damage to enemies. The base down launches 12 total drones for all lanes. A high HP tank that has a high splash attack. Or a flying anti-air. Okay, so I think I want the high HP tank. Give me something expensive. Ooh, 600. Ooh, 1,000. A flying air unit that fires a constant rain of bullets downwards. Okay, I think we want the expensive units. All right. Crystal Caves. Mission briefing. Defense mission. Mine 10,000 gold to win. Or survive for 5 minutes. Okay. 2 air lane, 1 ground lane. Seems rough, so I'll do 1 air lane, 2 ground lane. Abilities change the tides of battles. They often come with large cooldowns. Make the most out of it. Can do. Can't wait to speedrun it. Hey, hey. We need supplies in order to reinforce the attack. We were tasked to mine here. I suggest mining the larger crystal so we can finish the minutes faster. Okay. Let's put this here, and let's put one of you on this front line. And let's put one of you up here. Let's put one of you up here. And let's put one of you here. And let's put one of you here. Okay, and now let's get some miners going. Oh, I should be mining the bottom crystal, huh? Mining the bottom crystal worth more money, huh? My units are doing okay right now, so let's keep the miners going. Oh. Where'd all my units go? Was that a bug? I don't understand what just happened. Alright, let's put you here. Put my very powerful 1,000 units. Oh, I think I need to put this in the air lane. I feel like it's not doing anything, actually. Right. I need to put this in the air lane so it shoots down on the enemies properly. I totally misunderstood how that ability was going to work. But at least the visuals make it clear what's going on. I think I need more support down here. I'm getting kind of rolled. Okay, these flying units shoot straight ahead. One. Okay. Maybe we need another tank for the splash damage. Let's put tanks in each lane if possible. Where'd all my units go? What happened? Alright, let's get another tank up here. And let's get another big destroyer here. Perfect. And then we want more miners, I think. Let's put my pink miner down here. Alright, we won. When you encounter this boss, the theme is for, will they say a game dev secret? When you encounter the boss that this theme is for, will they say a game dev secret about defeating Isadora? Now that's funny. Would be nice to hear some pew-pews. Yeah, definitely some sound design would help the game feel a lot better. Okay, Call of the Mines. Better miners. Miners return double gold, and they repair the base and at max base HP, repair shields instead. That does seem pretty good. Runs over enemies and leaves a burning trail, gaining 90% damage reduction while rolling. Now, that's an expensive unit, so I'm going to take it. I think expensive units are good for me. Defense mission, 2 air lane, 1 ground lane, or 3 ground lanes. Okay, 3 ground lanes is not good for me because I have this thing. So I think taking the 2 air lanes is going to be my best bet, but that could be a mistake. Commanders provide special abilities. You pick a commander at the start of each run. Okay, I did that. Commander, the enemy will attack us for the next 5 minutes. They'll likely send air units to bombard our forces. Also, I hear some rumors of a mercenary send some upgrades in the unit. Seems like they want around 6,000 gold for it. Okay, so I need 6,000 gold at the end of this. Okay, let's send you to the 3rd lane, and let's get some air units going, too. And you here. And then let's put some more miners down, and then let's get a tank down here. And let's just keep going on the miners. I need at least 6,000 gold at the end, it seems like. Okay, we need you up here. Oh, this also does shoot straight. Okay. Good to know. Perfect. This looks fun. Yeah, the gameplay itself is, like, pretty good. Like, needing to balance all my units is pretty satisfying. Let's summon a roller. Because we want to go for as many expensive units as we can, because I think that will tremendously help us with. Oh, it's really, I love the visual effects on the way these are shooting their bullets. I feel like it's so clear where they're attacking. I feel like the gameplay clarity in this revamped version is way higher than the gameplay clarity when I originally played it. Like, I understand what's going on, and it's very satisfying to understand what's going on. Put another one of those up there. We got strong air coverage going on. Nice. Let's just load up more miners. We want as much money as possible, huh? Nice. Let's put another air unit here. I have a question regardless submitting the games. I would like to submit an alpha demo for you to play. Is it possible? Yeah, totally. No problem there at all. Okay, I have so much money. I should just start loading up on some units. Dude, the roller, I feel like, is doing such a good job of tanking on the bot lane. Nice, okay. Our air coverage is really strong thanks to these 2 units, I feel like. And let's load up more miners, although we have 36,000. I would like to submit an Omega demo. Let's go. Omega demo, stay winning. Get another one of you up here. Oh, did I lose both of my, like, 1,000 units? Wait for another one. Nice. Another one here. Yeah, the double crushers are very tanky. Wait till he hears about the Theta demo. Oh, snap. Nice. Is there... One thing that would be very beneficial, I think, is having tooltips, where if I hover over this, it tells me what the abilities do so that I have a clue what's going on. Right now, I'm sort of going off of vibes, more or less. Oh, the different units also have different supply costs. It costs 3 supply to summon one of these 1,000 units. Maybe that's something I need to be paying more attention to, because I've been picking the expensive units thinking like, oh, I have a limited number of unit slots, so I don't want to waste my supplies on cheaper units. But if the cheaper units take up less supply slots, then like there is no issue. Dude, the rollers down here are doing crazy work, though. No problems at all. I was not clear. A closed demo, so not everyone from Discord can play it. Yeah, that's fine. I know Steam has a good way of doing closed playtests, so if you want me to play it on stream for Showcase Saturday but not make it publicly available, that's totally fine. I got no issue with closed playtesting. All right, I'm getting our expensive units. We have so much gold. I'll do another. Oh, they don't cost just 1 slot. I should have expected it. They're so powerful. All right, triple crusher down here, I feel like, is unstoppable. Get ready to buy another one of these guys if it goes down. I don't have one in the second row, but I'm starting to feel like I don't need one in the second row because they fire downwards. So having them in the top row is just better. And the bottom row is being more than handled by the crushers. The giant AoE they're putting out is just too strong. Yeah, the triple crusher is going nutso in the bot lane. Nice. Kind of crushing. Put another one here. I lost one of my crushers, so I might need to... Oh no, my crushers. My beloved crushers. They were crushing too hard. If you check the Showcase Saturday channel, you can see there's an email, so you can email me a link to an itch page that you put a password on, so that the password's only in itch, and then just make the post to Showcase Saturday with the game name or whatever, and then you email me the password. Or you could do a closed Steam playtest where you link the Steam page and then let me request a playtest access. Either of those work. So I got 2 new upgrade unlocks and a new ability. The Solar Flare sends out a wave of fire that damages all enemies. Got it. Okay. Supply cost. Oh, yeah, they have different supply costs. Okay. So the Saber is a long-range AoE sniper. Fires small bullets that explode on hit. Okay, miners giving double gold is really nice because it means I can spend less supply on miners. Because I think miners cost 1 supply, right? I might be wrong about that, though. A supply cost of 3. Whistle walkers run towards enemies, then explode. So I can summon those. I can just keep summoning those because the supply cost goes away once they blow themselves up. So that's pretty fun. The Firewall Howitzer is a siege missile unit. Fires a cluster of missiles in an arc towards enemies. So it's very powerful. But I feel like having some backup damage in the form of the Saber is pretty good. But I'm going to go call the miners here. I think that's good. The Boomfly. Oculus Rangefinder. All units gain 2-meter ranges. Tranquility drops bullets that deal low damage but have great splash and knockback. There's another Firewall Howitzer. I'm going to do a reroll. The Ouroboros Time Watch. Reduce all icon cooldowns. There's the Whistle Walker. Okay, Whistle Walker makes me laugh, so I'm going to buy it. All right, Into the Fire. Attack mission. 3 ground lanes, 5 front lines. Or 2 air lines and 1 ground lanes. Defeat 2.5k enemies. All right. 2 air lanes seems pretty good. Flying units fly, ground units walk. Structures can't walk, but they are often tanky. Massive units are boss class enemies. Some units can deal bonus damage on specific enemy types. You can see this during the unit selecting phase. Make sure you have a way to counter or deal with enemy air units. Yep, got it. All right, let's get the miner going, and let's get this special miner going as well. And then let's get an air unit in the top row. Spend 1,000 on it. And then let's get... let's get a tanky boy down here. And then let's put you in the second row. And then let's get some more miners in the third row. Perfect. Miners in the third row. And let's put one of you in the third row as an assistant. Get another miner in the third row. Get one of you in the second row. And get one of you in the first row. Let's get another crusher down bot. Another miner. Do our special mining, whatever that does. And then, our bot lane's getting a little run over. But that's fine. We can put another crusher there here soon. I put you up here. Yeah, I think another crusher in the bot lane sounds good. Yeah, I think we go another crusher here. Is there any problem that can't be solved by a sick crusher? I mean, we could go another tank in the bot lane. I don't know if it's 100% necessary, though. I feel like just going the powerful units is pretty good. Sure, let's put a tank down here, see how that feels. And put another one of you up here. And then, you know, just for the sake of the squad, let's put another crusher in the bot lane. Isadora's Edge tomorrow. Name of game we are playing tomorrow. True. Game name is one of my favorite games. And I really like how the gameplay is when you like play the game and it's just like, oh man, I'm playing the game. I kind of want to go another crusher, but I know I shouldn't. I mean, I can start sending some of these guys to blow themselves up. Poor little guys, man. But I got so much money. It's like, I can just send them in. Why not? Now, if they were flying, that'd be even better. Blow them up. Boom. Get them. Let's put another crusher down there. Oh. All right. Make sure we have some air units on the way. Put one of these in the bot lane. Just for the love of the game. Blow yourself up, homie. You got this. Boom. Get him. Get him, little crusher man. Oh, nice. Oh, I need to pay attention to what's going on, huh? Can we do another crusher in the bot lane? I don't know. Maybe we just need some straight up damage in the bot lane. And what does more damage than someone blowing themselves up, huh? Am I right? In the second lane, in the third lane. Blow yourself up. Let's take another crusher in the third lane. And let's take another explosive boy in the third lane. Exploder boy going crazy on him. Poor guy. Get another one up there. Get another one up there. Nice. Okay. I think I lost a crusher, so I'll summon another one. I think I also lost one of these guys, so I'll summon another one of those as well. And then we'll do an explosive boy. So the explosive boy gets work done. I think I can put another one of you here. Put another one of you up here. Put an explosive boy in the bot lane. Okay, he costs 3 supply. Was that dialogue at the bottom the whole time? I just wasn't paying any attention at all. Keep blowing yourself up. Nice. I think I lost a crusher, maybe? But I don't want to over-index on the crushers and not have anything else, you know what I mean? So, favorite part of game name is when you lose. That's what I'm saying. Dude, Explosive Boy is best unit, that's for sure. Me and Explosive Boy go way back. That's my bud right there. He just like explodes on the enemy and it's just not even afraid. What a king. Get him. Boom. Nice. All right. I need another one of you. And ooh, I put that in the wrong lane. Oops. That's fine. Because we got Explosive Boy. So what's the worst could happen? Nice. Not enough supply for Explosive Boy? And we got a problem. Did I potentially lose a Crusher? And now I need another Crusher to do big damage with Explosive Boy on his team. Okay, we'll get you in the second row. No supply for Explosive Boy. All right, Explosive Boy, justice. Nice. How many enemies have I taken out? No idea. Uh-oh. Nice. All right, got him. One new unit. Come on, give me something good. The Iron Fist Crusader, a super unit that has amazing splash and damage. HP is super high, DPS is high, range is 9 meter, can only be placed on 2 lane tall areas, and it costs 8. So the Iron Fist Crusader is like an amazingly powerful unit, but he takes up a lot of supply cost. And he can only be placed on 2 lane tall. But I kind of want to see what he does, so I'm going to put him in there because he sounds cool. Mission Slay the Beast. Uh-oh. Offensive defense mission. Offensive defense mission? I think there's a little conflict there. Okay. 2 air lane, 2 ground lanes, 5 front lines. Oh. Flying units fly. Yeah, got it. Uh-oh. Let's get a Crusher in the bot lane to tank him for a while. And let's get one of you up here. And let's get you here. We need as much money as possible. Let's just start spawning. Alright. And let's get a tank down here. And let's get some more miners going. Get you here. Just like spawn everything we can. Get more miners going. Get you going. 3. Okay. Uh-oh. We might be getting overrun here. Let's click whatever this is. I'm just hitting all my buttons at this point. 3. More miners. More you. Oh my gosh, I lost my extremely powerful unit. Woo! And let's do this. Yep. 3. Let's just keep summoning stuff. Just keep summoning stuff. Oh, did I lose all my units because he made it to the end? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. More miners. Okay, you in the top lane to support it. Put you in the bot. Put you in the bot. You in the bot. More miners. Put you up here for support. Put you down here. Put you up here for support. Okay, we got our big unit. Put him in the bottom. Exploder Boy going in. More miners. More miners. Do one of these, whatever that does. Okay. 3. Get you. Oh, okay. My supply is full. That's good. That's good. That's what we're looking for, more or less. Do one of these. Do one of these. I don't know. I'm just hitting buttons. At this point, I am just hitting buttons. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the big monster is doing mad work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Push him back. Push him back. He's gonna take out all my units again. But I need those units for activities and such. Uh-oh. Yeah. He kind of got me on that one. Okay, you go up here. You go here. Blow yourself up. Nice. Honestly, Exploder Boy is helping out so tremendously with these waves when the reset happens. Put you in the second lane. You here. Put you here. Put you here. Put you here. Nice. Yeah. Exploder Boy goes crazy on the resets. You in here. You here. Nice. All right. Things are going well, I feel like. Cast all my abilities. They probably do something. Who's to say? Alright, nice. My supply is full. Generally feels like a probably pretty good thing. I have no idea how much HP this guy has. But, alright, my supply is full, so we're just kind of... Oh, there's the boss HP. I can see it now. 18,000. It's going down. Uh-oh. As much damage as you can, squad. Okay, I don't want to put any of my big units on cooldown right before it resets, so I'm just going to load up this bottom lane. Although he's pretty close to going down. But gotta do it the old-fashioned way. So I shouldn't spend all my gold. Uh-oh. Okay, he got the reset, but we put this in the super powerful lane, put this in the top lane, put you in the top lane. Nice. Put you in the bottom lane. Put you in the bottom lane, put you in the bottom lane, put you in the second lane, put you up here still, put you in the bottom lane, put you in the bottom lane. Nice. All right, I think we're doing pretty good here. In the second lane, bottom. Nice, pull yourself up. Perfect. All right. I think we got him this time around. Just hit all my buttons. Nice, we beat the boss. We beat the boss. Hey, it's the HR. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Units that have knockback might be good. I think there are some knockback units. I just didn't take any, which I'm realizing now. Yeah, a knockback debuffer here. It's probably something I need to have. Enemies take more damage from all sources and are slowed. Has low HP and low damage, but pushes people backwards. So let me take this so I have a source of knockback. Thank you for playing the demo. In the full game, the previous mission was supposed to be the mission before the finale. 6 more missions, 5 more units, 6 more upgrades, achievements, 7 unlockable commanders, 1 finale mission, 5 secret commanders, nightmare difficulty, endless mode, deathless mode. Hope you enjoyed, and if possible, can I have some feedback on how you think the game feels? I'll use it to make the game better. All right. Nice. All right. Let's think critically about this game and see if we can provide some feedback. So, first things first. One thing that's going on with this game is that I think you've definitely improved the readability and how you can understand what's happening on screen. So you've taken a huge step in the right direction, but I still think there are some readability concerns. One second. So one thing that for sure is going on is once I bought my units, I really don't know what they're doing. Also, before I talk about that, let me talk about something that happened right at the start, where I get to pick my commander, right? And I look at these choices. There's an attack-based commander specializing in having less army size, but having more damage in exchange. There's an attack-based commander specializing in timing their abilities, getting their hands dirty in the field. A gold-based commander that relies on, okay, let's look at the spells. Mercenary crew, and you look at the text, and each one of these has like so many words on it. And this is basically the first decision that the game puts in front of you. This is too much information for a new player. They don't know how to make decisions using this information. You know what I mean? Hello, greetings from Argentina. Hello, Irier Teado. Hopefully I said that correct. Irier Teado? That's probably not correct, but welcome. But this is too much information for a brand new player. Because they don't know passive damage. The mercenary crew passive increases the damage of all units by 75%, but max supply is reduced by 33%. Max supply is reduced by 33% doesn't really mean anything to a new player. It took me a while to figure out what's going on with the supply, right? Deploys a super miner that has a time limited life, but returns 200% more gold. I don't like, what is a miner, right? Presumably it's someone that gives you gold, I guess. And a super miner is a better version of that. But like, I can't even hover over the miner that I start with to know what that means. Similarly, like summons Chrono into the fight. And it's like, I have a vague idea of what that means, but part of that is knowledge from having played the game, both the older version and the newer version. So what your game is missing right now are player-facing heuristics. And a player-facing heuristic is a way that you can shorthandedly tell the player how good something is that helps them make a decision without needing to understand every single system under the hood. The most simple and one of the most common player-facing heuristics is rarity. Imagine on this screen, you change nothing except for Celindis has a little basic gem, Chrono has a rare gem, and Arc has a legendary gem. Then your players have a very easy way to understand which one they should pick because this one's legendary. And obviously you would need a way to hover over it and know that that's what the gem means. But if they know that this is a legendary one and these two are basic, they're going to pick the legendary one, right? They got a really cool offering. And so that's a way that you can help your player make decisions. Tell them which cards are better by putting a rarity on them. Then when you make your rarer cards, you can make the cards slightly more powerful. So when they pick the card that you're heuristically telling them is good, they are getting rewarded for making that decision. And I generally like to spread it out a little bit, that the common ones are like good, and then the rare ones are like a little bit better, and then epic are like more powerful than rare because they have that extra budget from being a rarer option. And then legendaries and stuff like that generally are like game warping, that like you don't want to pick those unless you know exactly what they're doing. And that way you could weight this first decision to have one simple but powerful epic commander and two basic ones, right? That way they always are going to know, oh, I should pick the rarer card. And because it's simple, they aren't being overloaded with all this decision making. Additionally, one thing you could do is figure out a way to reduce the text complexity. For example, it says attack-based commander specializing in having less army size but having more damage in exchange. And then attack-based commander specializing in timing their abilities and getting their hands dirty on the field. And then a gold-based commander that relies on having a strong economy to get stronger. Those are very large sentences. And once I've already read that, I don't want to continue reading because it's so much text. So you could simplify that by giving them like almost like a class name. Like Selendis is an attack-based commander where you want like smaller number of units, but like power. And Chrono is one where they get on the field, they summon themselves, and they have their own attacks. So Chrono could be a fighting commander, right? Or a battle commander. Arc can be an income commander. Selendis could be like a strategy commander or whatever. That way you have different classes that means the same thing, right? If you hover over, like if you add like a hovering system, when you hover over Battle Commander, it'll have like a pop-up that says Battle Commander specialize in timing their abilities and getting their hands dirty on the field by fighting themselves or whatever. That way I can know what it means, but I'm not overloaded with text right at the beginning. Then on top of that, you want some player-facing heuristics. Rarity is a good way to start. Additionally, having these kind of class names gives them another heuristic to make decisions by. Because if there's an income commander, a battle commander, and like, let's say Selendis isn't, but let's say you had like a healing commander, right? Or a support commander. Then you have classes which players already understand the type of thing they like to play, right? There are players who really like income-based strategies, making as much money as possible, getting a flourishing economy, and using that economy to run over players. When they see that one of the commanders is called Income Commander, that makes it really easy for them to pick that class, right? It gives them something to base their decision off of, right? Then you have rarity, right? So they look at their choices. There's like the healing commander, it's basic. There's a battle commander that's basic, and there's an income commander that's epic. They're going to want to pick the epic income commander, especially if they like income styles. Or they might say like, I generally like playing healers. I'm going to pick the support commander, even though it's not rare, because you gave them another heuristic to help them make that decision. Then you're not so overloaded with information. And then the third piece on top of that is also to make some simpler options. I feel like a lot of almost everything in this game is quite complex. All of the bosses, all of the units you can buy, the upgrades you can buy, all of the commanders, they feel very complex. I feel like you should add some simple ones, because when everything's complex, nothing is, right? Everything is just complicated, which means you end up not really thinking about all the different interactions because there's too much stuff to think about, which reduces the complexity rather than increasing it. If you had a very basic, like Selendis is very supportive. She just makes her units stronger, reduces max supply, gives you an ability to heal, gives you a super miner that you can deploy. It's a very supportive, like all-rounder type, but instead of having a super miner that returns 200% more gold over time, just make it like a passive that you generate a little bit more gold or something, right? All right, gotta go to sleep. Good night, everyone. Hey, thanks for hanging out, TikTok Joel. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Selendis could be a commander that is much more simple, right? And she already is very passive-based. And healing is also a very simple ability. So I feel like Selendis is already leaning toward the simplicity. But I think the super minor ability is the one that makes things feel even more complex, where it's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. And also just in general, reducing text where necessary, where possible, is pretty good too. Where it says emergency repair, heal all units by 20% of their HP, you could just say heal all units 20%, right? Then it feels short and snappy, and Selendis feels more simple, right? And then mercenary crew, I feel like the fact that you gave these passives names is interesting, but it also does increase the amount of texts. I feel like you might be able to split that up into passives. Like there's a passive section and a spells section, rather than the spells being like passive spells. But that's like a more or less a formatting thing. But imagining her bullet point saying like increased damage of all units by 75%, max supply is reduced by 33%, and then it's like active spells, heal all units by 20%. It's like that feels simpler to run, to understand, especially if the top just says like utility commander or support commander. And then you look at her abilities, like some passives and some healing, easy to understand. And if she has like a little basic icon, then suddenly this card is very easy for a player who hasn't played the game at all to understand, compared to what feels right now like a very difficult to understand. Similarly, then you get 4 choices here. And I do think that these are pretty cool. The way, maybe instead of attack base, could use a sword icon, a shield icon. Yeah, it's like the way these are split up into classes. I love these little icons here. That like if I have a fighter, now I should pick a tank. And once I have both of those, I should pick a support, right? Because of the little cross icon. I think all of that makes a lot of sense, and it's easy to try to make like a balanced army because you give these little icons that basically indicate class. But then all of these units are very specialized, and they have so many different things going on. They have splash, they have range, DPS, they have their cost and their supply cost. So there's like 2 different costs associated with them. And then the way they attack is like very different as well. And then because they have splash attacks, you also have this like splash category, which I feel like there might be a better tagging or keyword system that can help you get these ideas across. Like Vanguard is a high HP tank that has high splash attack. I almost feel like you might use some kind of symbols to get it across. Like, for example, Pokemon has like the IV chart where you have like the HP, strength, speed, defense, and special attack or whatever, right? And each of those, like you can have like a bar that goes off in that direction, and you have one little symbol that represents like the stats of that unit. I feel like you could probably do something similar, like a visual representation of how the stats work, so that you understand that it has high HP and low DPS, but it has a splash attack. But right now, actually, because they only have their DPS and their HP, using that kind of representation for it might not work so well. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I feel like maybe it's a keyword system, actually. Like, he has a high splash attack. I feel like maybe putting a keyword on it that says splash, right? Rather than having all that extra text. It's like Vanguard, and it's like splash, and then, you know, a keyword for like ranged, and then you can see the cost and then you can see their stats, like HP and damage or whatever. And you know that he's high HP and low damage, which makes sense because he's also a tank. But I do think you run into an issue right there where stuff like the Whistle Walker, where it's like runs towards enemies then explodes, I feel like that's pretty easy to understand. So I feel like the issue actually is probably that you're representing so much information with text. Like generally on cards, you represent their cost with like a little like, you know, a mana crystal in the corner with a number in it, or like the stars on it in Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, right? Rather than saying cost 75 gold, I feel like maybe you can use more symbols to make the card simpler to parse, right? Runs towards enemies then explodes is very simple. And if you put like a little, like a 75 gold in the corner here, I feel like that would be easy to understand how much it costs. And then the supply cost is interesting because that's another piece of information you need. Fires a cluster of missiles towards the enemy, costs 600 gold. This isn't even a unit, is it? It doesn't have a supply cost. This is more like a spell. That's another thing you could do for player understanding is another easy thing for someone to understand is the color of the card. And also you will want to like change the shape of the card slightly or something so that people who are colorblind can also easily distinguish it. But having like the units that get summoned be a different background color than this spell would be really good, I think. And then if you're doing a different formatting, a different color, a different border, all that stuff on the card itself for presenting the information, then you can also have the formatting look different on the spells, which lets you customize the way the cards look to best portray the information of the card. Someone in the chat says the supply cost could be pips in the bottom left. I think that's a pretty good idea because the supply costs are generally like 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them has 8. So having like some little thing in the corner that shows how much they take up would be good, because then not only are you portraying the information in a different way, but also it makes the cards more visually interesting. Like you have this icon, you have a cost in the corner, you have like little tips, you have a section like for the name, like a little like title for the enemy, and then a description, and then maybe like stats where like you have an HP stat, a DPS stat at the bottom, and then you have the pips in the bottom corner, and then suddenly the card both feels stylized because of how everything's presented and also very readable, right? show don't tell whenever possible. I think that's a good shorthand for how to come up with the card design, because right now I think the gameplay itself makes sense to me. I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like there's a little bit of an overload that happens later on, but I'll talk about that in a bit. But the point is that right now I feel like this card design is like, it gets the information across for a prototype, but I think when you want the player to be able to easily get into it, you do need to make it easier to parse all this information. And because first you get offered 3 commanders, each one's like a wall of text. You have to figure out what any of that means. It's a lot of decision making, and you're like, all right, I picked this one. And then suddenly you get 4 cards put in front of you, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so much. All right, he has this and this, and his supply cost and DPS. What is it? You know what? I'll pick this one. It's fine. And then 4 more cards. It's like, at this point, this right here is the 10th option I've been offered before I've had any gameplay, and all of these options has a big block of text that I need to parse. Can you make a video about the health and damage? Because I got stuck on this part. The health and damage on the card. I feel like there are a couple different ways to do it. You could do like stat bars or like a little stat window, but because it's basically just HP and damage, that might not be the greatest way to do it. But you might be able to do like a little symbol, that shows like high damage. Like it could have like a sword's not good because that's the thing here. It could be like firepower. So it could be like fire. It could be like they're robots, so I don't really like doing the the muscular arm thing. But there's some kind of symbol here that means power, and then you could have like a big a double up arrow, a line, a down arrow, a double down arrow, and then similarly with HP, it kind of is unfortunate. Kind of unfortunate that there's a sword and a shield, being used for the classes, because sword and shield would be the easiest way to understand HP and DPS. An explosion symbol or something, yeah, explosion symbol might work. And then those could have like using symbols to get that idea across instead of needing to read HP low, DPS high. But even if it was HP low, DPS high, having that like stylized underneath the description where the rest of the cost is in the corner and the little pips on the bottom represent the supply cost, I think that would be good. And dude, it's so funny. I keep pointing at this card to use as a reference without realizing that this isn't a unit. This is a spell. So I think that's another thing, is making sure that that's distinct as well. I don't have any flying units, so I just need to pick this flying unit. But okay. Then I think the missions are cool. I think the idea of the missions are very cool because you have like different kinds of objectives, but I do think the defense mission can sort of drag on because you need to survive for like 7 minutes. Or 5 minutes. And once you're already kind of in a winning situation and your supply is full and you have like infinite gold, it kind of feels like you're just like, dragging it out. So even with the defense missions, it's probably a good idea to let the player win by overwhelming them with offense, or at least a way to get out of the drudgery. So like if it's close, right? And you're barely surviving, you're still in like the defensive format. Then, then it stays exciting. And it's like, can you, if they're about to win, but you only have a couple seconds left, it's like, can you make a good play that like keeps you in it for that last second? So you do survive the defense. That's cool. But, I feel like 3 minutes in, maybe even 2 minutes in the previous one, I had clearly already won. And my units were just attacking nothing. And so I think having those alternate objectives is cool. And for a defense mission, it lets you sort of overwhelm the player because they don't need to defeat all the enemy units. They just need to survive. But it does put you in a situation where when the battle's already won and there's still minutes left of waiting, the player's just kind of sitting around. So I think doing some careful balancing with the way the missions work and what the objectives are, and making sure you try to avoid situations where the player is left with basically nothing to do, or it's like already a foregone conclusion. I think that's pretty good. I really like what you did with the, I think this tutorial for understanding makes a lot of sense. I love the air lanes and the ground lanes. I think that's a very fun way to do it, where you have some units that like roll on the ground and some units that fly through the sky. This is very cool. And I love the way you've visualized these particles, where it's clear where they're attacking and what they're going to hit. I think you could potentially add damage numbers, although that might be a little bit distracting, because there's so many things attacking. Also, the reset that happens where like the units come back to the other side, that feels very strange to me. They're there's got to be a solution that's less disorienting for the player, because just totally resetting the state of the game like that is quite disorienting. Yeah, and I think the transitions here all feel really good. I like the way you did the tutorial. I love the way the lanes are split, and I love the visualization for the attacks. And I feel like all that's very clear. I feel like you could potentially do damage numbers, although that might be too visually overwhelming. But it would be nice if there was a way to really know how effective my units were being, because a lot of this I'm going on vibes, and being able to see the effectiveness of my decisions would help me make better decisions in the future. So that's something that would be cool as well, is a little bit more information, being able to give a little bit more information to the player. I think that would be nice. But I do like how between the missions I get to pick my upgrades, and how I can get extra upgrades if I get the sub-objectives. That's also very cool. Yeah, all units deal double damage. So there's also the interesting balancing act, where it's like you have a limited supply of units. And because you have a limited supply of units, the passive upgrades that makes the units you do have more powerful seem better. But I think you do a good job of also, you need a wide range of abilities. You have to have air units to deal with the enemies in the air. You need tanks to deal with certain types of enemies. You need pushback and debuffer units, because otherwise you will just get pushed in, because there isn't a way to stop that without the knockback. And so I think all of that makes sense. But I do think there is like a little bit of a core tension in the fact that I have a limited amount of units, so I need to balance it out. But I think that actually could be a good guiding design principle rather than an issue. It's just something you really have to keep in mind, is that your player is going to be carefully managing their supply cost, and so it really incentivizes passives, but then you also need the different abilities. So making sure that you keep all of that in mind when you're designing the different units and the different passives and the different upgrades, I think is very valuable to do. But I think so far you've been doing a good job of that from the little I've played so far. Additionally, I think it would be interesting if I could upgrade those base stats. Like if there's some way I could increase my supply, and that might be a passive that you have somewhere, but those are the kind of things that would make it easier for your player to understand some of their choices. Those are some of the basic upgrades that you could add, so that you can still have your complex like abilities and your more complex upgrades, but something that's just like increase your supply by 20%, or, like this one that I just took. This is a great example of a basic one. I wish I could hover over it, but this is a great example of a basic one where just increase the damage your units deal. That's awesome. It works perfectly. And so I think those are definitely the... Let me just get some units going. Those are the things I would think about, is how can you... make sure you're keeping those balanced, adding some simple options without the game becoming too simplistic. But I think right now your game is very far from simplistic, so I don't think you need to worry about that too much. And actually what you would benefit from focusing on, I think, is how to keep the game approachable for new players. Because I think getting into all the complexities, like I'm pretty interested in the fact that now I know that I need knockback, I need debuffers, I need different damage types, I need flying types. Some flying types are better at supporting the ground lanes. Like I feel like this 1000 unit is really good at supporting the ground lane, but not so good at supporting itself in its air lane. So that's really interesting to think about, right? The fact that there are certain units that like are better even though they're air units, they're better at supporting the ground units. So then you need air units to protect those kind of supportive air units. That's very cool. I think that design works really well. But yeah, all that being said, I think you have I think this project, the improvement on it is very clear. I feel like you've improved the gameplay clarity by quite a lot. I like the separation between the ground and the air lanes. And if that already existed in the previous version, then it was so unclear that I didn't even know it. The other thing you could do is, right now the visuals are very simplistic. It's just like the lanes are just basic colors, and I think that works basically fine. But it could be cool to have, because there are ground lanes and air lanes, you can make these like, side views, and so you can actually put a little tunnel in the ground. You can actually make like like the above ground section. You can make some like clouds and stuff. Like you could actually do backgrounds to like spruce up the area that you're defending with these units. But that's more of like an aesthetic thing to add after you've solved some of the core gameplay like concerns, I suppose is the way to say it. And some of the core like approachability concerns. But I'd say the player facing heuristics, I want you to really think about that. When you're designing cards, when you're designing commanders, when you're figuring out how to set up these early choices and the choices between the different sections, really think about what are the player facing heuristics that you're adding to the game to help new players and even less experienced players make their decisions effectively so that they can still enjoy the game without being overcome with like analysis paralysis or being overcome with the inability to know what to do. So yeah, really great game. Thank you for submitting, and hopefully that's helpful feedback. And feel free to hit me up in Discord if you want any more explanation of what I mean by that. But I think it's pretty clear. All right, let me go back to my talking head view, and we'll pull up the next game, which will likely be the last one today, I think. But okay, close this out. There's a video Shovel made saying don't use slopes. There are pros in the comments saying what you can do to implement slopes better. You can look at that. Yeah, a lot of the comments were people saying, why don't you just rotate the sprite? Which, if you are okay with rotating your sprites, that's a great solution. Solves like most of the art problems. And if you're worried about the physics implementation, that one's a little bit harder, like actually getting the math correct, but what Hollow Knight does with the few slopes it has is places a non-slope block under you that moves up alongside the slope to look like a slope. I didn't know it did that. Do you have, Kat, do you have an example of the areas where it does that? I'm so curious. I was completely unaware that they use that. I know that they have some like areas where the ground looks a little bit sloped. There's a few elevators with curved roofs that don't have spikes that use it. Oh, can you like find me an example? I would love to look at that, like, you know, hands on. Okay, I'm trying to open my virtual machine so I can play this one. It was working last night, so we'll see. We'll see. Virtual machine? Yeah, for downloadable games, you know. Man, these streams are awesome. You're so succinct and specific with your feedback. I'm not even at that stage of development yet. I feel like I'm learning a lot. Good stream. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's such a nice comment. Thank you. Hi, Isvin Ho Ubsi. Hi, welcome in. Uh-oh. My virtual machine is just not responding. That's not ideal. Let me try a restart. I'm back at my pewter. I see we're talking about slopes. Slopes are so fantastic. I love slopes. Me too, me too. All right. Oh, are we in? Okay, nice, nice. Okay, let me see if this is gonna work. I never understood those Hollow Knight fake slope things because it's literally like not any work to just add a curve surface. It is literally work to add a curve surface. Saying it's not work is crazy. Making the physics system support slopes when you don't plan on having slopes really is a lot of extra work for almost no benefit. but having the ground move up so that essentially you're just moving. Struggling to find a video. Hold on. Yeah, no worries, no worries. But if you find one, that'd be great because I would love to go see what it feels like in game because I didn't even know those existed. I thought mostly the curves in Hollow Knight were just like a flat plane hidden behind a curved surface. Yeah, let me see. And then can I full screen this? And then, does it have sound? Okay, yeah, I can hear it. Let me see, how loud is that? Oh, it's extremely quiet. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Presumably. Okay, cool, cool. All right, let me open this up and see if we can play it. Nice. Okay. Did you play mini games from the GMTK Jam? Yeah, I played quite a few. And I believe this one is also from the GMTK Jam. I could be remembering that wrong. But this is called A Dungeon in Time. Let me unmute the desktop audio, and you should be able to hear it, I think. Oh, it looks like this game does not save the volume settings. Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice. Okay, A Dungeon in Time. Oh, I need to restart. There we go. Okay. RX space and WASD. Okay. Can I... Right, yeah. Okay. So in this game, when you die, you leave a little clone behind. The first time I played it, I spent a long time right here having literally no idea what to do. Because if you don't know that pressing to reset leaves a clone behind, you're kind of just stuck jumping there, unable to do anything. Okay. Nice. Create a little bridge. Nice, okay. Hold reset to restart from the last checkpoint. Okay. Now, basically, I need to make a staircase here with my corpse. Nice. I guess we do like this. All right. And then can I make it from here? Okay, cool, cool. Don't have to make any more staircase. But I do need a staircase here. All right, we're gaming. If it had interesting lives, it could have interesting puzzle potential. If it had limited lives, it could have interesting puzzle potential. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking. Is that like right now it feels very trivial. Some levers need to be held, like that one, and luckily my corpse can hold it, so that's good. Yeah, so this is where I got to, and I was like, all right, the game works. Okay. Oh, I missed the jump. Nice. Up we go. Platforming. Nice. Oh, I can't make this. Oh, brutal. At least I left a clone behind when I ran out of time. A platforming god, right. I'll be right back. I need to explore YouTube videos to find the hitbox thing. Nice. Oh man, I did not put my clone in a good spot right there. Did not realize I was running out of time. That is one good thing to do with timers. That would really also help this game, I think, is if this timer was in like really big numbers, you know? Is there a way to wipe out? Is there a way to wipe out? I should just reset because I'm going to run out of time. Is there a way to wipe out clones? Because otherwise this is impossible to like run out of time. The extra momentum from the platform stopping bounced me up, so I didn't get to jump because I wasn't touching the floor. That's an instance where coyote time, not just being from leaving a ledge, but just being implemented in general, can be really beneficial. Yeah, I think because of where I died here, I literally can't finish, right? Like, Is there a way to delete my clones? Did I like soft lock myself? The momentum thing happened again. They should have added a way to delete clones. Yeah. I think I have to make like a little staircase for myself. Nice. Okay. Yeah, the how are things? Things are good. Waiting for the momentum jump so I don't get my jump stuffed. Yeah, the leaving clones behind thing is like pretty interesting, but when you get stuck in a situation where you have to platform all the way back up, especially because I'm waiting for moving platforms, so it's not even like just making it there. There is literally just waiting on every reset. That makes the mechanic feel very okay, so I need to be a little bit more careful with where I leave these clones. Like that. No, wait for me. I guess I could very quickly... Hold on. Build a platform to try to wait less. Nothing's stopping me from building my own stairs, so I don't have to wait for the platform. Okay, now we put this here. Ah, yep. It hasn't saved me any time yet. Oh, I can lift up my own guys? Really? Interesting. All right. Nice. I still can't make it. What if I do this? Can I? I wonder if instead of needing to build the staircase like that, can I build the staircase like this? So now he's mostly standing. Yeah, haha! I don't need to wait for that thing anymore. Uh-oh, it lifted my guy up. All right, please tell me I don't need to build any more clones. Okay, that one wants to push my clone down, right? But can I jump on top of it? Yeah, I can. I think that was a checkpoint. I believe that is a checkpoint. Nice. Okay, perfect. Now we need a dude here. Perfect. We can dude up. YouTube's search algorithm doesn't work in the slightest. Nice, okay. Yeah, YouTube search is pretty rough. Let me over. Oh, platforming genius. Excuse me. Some platforms you can only pass when frozen. What? So this one? Oh, maybe I ran out of time on that death. Oh, so I can't touch this one, but if I freeze, I'll fall through. Nice, nice, okay. Perfect. Do some platforming around these. Nice. Okay, stand on this one. I'll go ask in the Hollow Knight server. Oh, nice. Okay, and we got that. All right, and make it to the next checkpoint on this life. We take those. All right. Oh, that spikes. Do some expert level platforming across that gap. Easy peasy. Nice. Grab that on my way down. And we're in the clear. Boom. You did it. Thanks for playing. Superior Slicing Beaver with 48 deaths. Oh, yeah. Gamer. Someone did it in 12 deaths. That's pretty impressive. Although I did find the, you can do like this kind of ladder, right? Instead of one where you require, you know, creating a bunch, you can just do by standing on its own head. But yeah, okay. Let's think critically about this game and see if we can provide any helpful feedback. So one thing I think is, first off, it didn't happen to me live on stream, but this area definitely needs some kind of tutorial or something because it is very unclear what you're supposed to do there. But this, on the other hand, is extremely useful for like showing the player just how it works, right? You literally can't make it. Wait, hold on. Let me actually see. Can I make this with just like a really well done coyote? No. Yeah, I think one big area that this game could improve on is the fact that without any sort of punishment for the resets, it doesn't really matter how many resets I need, right? And so it turns into a lot of making staircases. A lot of the puzzles I think in this game are solved by just making a staircase, right? And I feel like there are other ways to use this mechanic that I think would be more interesting than just like, you know, staircase after staircase. Because right now, this is the strategy. It's just staircasing all over the place. And then we talked about it a little bit here, but this spot where it's like waiting between each reset and like essentially locking yourself out unless you place the clones like really well is pretty frustrating. Although now that I know about the slightly offset method, that might solve the problem a little bit. Let me see if that helps with that. Because before I was doing like, you know, full staircases rather than trying to be like a little bit saucy with it. Like, is that in the right spot? Let me see. My favorite part of this game is when he said it's staircasing time and staircase all over the place. True. Yeah, can I? No, I think I can't fit this. Yeah, so this kind of situation is quite frustrating where it's like I have to pre-plan where my clones are going to be, and if I don't put them exactly correct, it like ends up more or less soft locking me. And I think it's probably possible to get totally soft locked here, right? Like, what happens if I just clone here? Is it impossible to win now? Well, thanks to the clones, it's probably never totally impossible to win, but I have just made the game very difficult for myself, haven't I? Yeah, I think I have. I think what I need to do now, actually, is create, starting at that, I need to essentially do that again, right? Like here. Create, like that clone that's blocking my path has made it so hard to climb that I basically have to create a clone staircase. The most interesting puzzles in this game are the ones created by the player's own incompetency. That is extremely accurate. That is so true. It's like the most interesting situations are when you kind of cook yourself. And I think that while interesting is probably not a great sign, but I think it's actually a good point of like inspiration. Like, what happens if I just stand here? Do I die? No. So I can just keep cloning that. What if you put 2 on the moving platform to smush into the solid platform? Yeah, it sort of feels like I can do that. What happens right here? Do I get smushed? No. So now I'm just on the platform. Okay, okay. Yeah, so it's really hard to actually totally soft lock yourself because you can kind of just staircase anywhere you want, right? You kind of have like infinite staircasing freedom. And while I do love the infinite staircasing freedom, uh-oh. Okay, no, I was still standing in a staircase kind of mode. Yeah, let me try the smushing thing. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah, I can't make it there. So what if I do this? What happens with that? Oh, interesting. Can I just... Oh, I can actually make that. So what happens if I put him here? Oh. Ooh, it pushed it... It actually pushed it up through the tile. That's interesting. It got... like, the collision went wild with the platform above it. But yeah, so I think the idea behind this makes a lot of sense. Where it's like, you know, you have to ride the platforms to like the proper spot. Can I create like an... Oh, I didn't hit a checkpoint. And like, I think there is a potential for... there's potential for a lot of cool puzzles with this. But more or less, right now, the game is just, you know, staircase simulator. where it's all about like creating proper staircases. It would be interesting if there was a limit on the number of clones you had available at any time. I think that would be a good way to stop the ultimate staircasing, right? Because right now the game really is just staircase simulator, where you always make these like stepping stone things. Oh, a new checkpoint deletes your old clones. Sad. Rip in peace all my staircases. Yeah, staircase platforming god. Your clones, yeah, in that one spot where they were like colliding with each other because of the like interesting physics of the moving platform. But yeah, so I think what I would say is the biggest thing to think about for this game is what kind of situations can you put the player in that are interesting due to the fact that they have to like use this cloning system. Oh, also you can reset your checkpoint to 1 if you fall. That's rough. Having a checkpoint priority system would probably be good. Where once you hit a further checkpoint, you can't get reversed back. If this was like a Metroidvania or something, being able to reverse back would be good. But for this style of puzzle platformer, you know, people don't really want to get stuck on a previous checkpoint after they've already made it past it, especially since you lose all your clones and have to build them all again. And I see the reason for losing the clones. It makes sense. You know, you don't want players to essentially lock themselves out or have like a horrible frame rate because of all the clones that they have to deal with. But also, you do end up in a situation where yeah, okay. So now we have a new checkpoint. Dude, dying midair is kind of sick. But yeah. So overall, I think the lighting effects are pretty cool. I think the idea makes a lot of sense. But I do think you're in a situation where right now, the puzzles aren't really supporting the fantasy very well. It's like, I think either having like a limited amount of clones at any one time, like after your 5th clone, like a first in, first out situation, you know, where it's like as you use clones, the older ones vanish. And you could even potentially have a timer on the clones. And then that also gives you mechanics to play with as you move further in the game, where it's like on the next level, your clones don't have a time limit, but you can only have 4 of them. Or on this level, you have as many clones as you want, but they only last for a minute. So then you're trying to build these towers as quickly as possible. And you can have some really cool physics interactions. You only get half a clone. I feel bad for half a clone. You can have some really interesting physics interactions where you're playing with the idea of the one on bottom. Like you build a tower, the one on bottom is going to be the first one to vanish. So when you create a new one, the whole tower is going to decrease a little bit. You could make some really cool puzzles with that, where it's like you use your wall of, you use your staircase of clones to lift a platform up, which gives you access to a thing. And then you need the platform to fall back down so you can go back across the other side. And then you delete your clone by just resetting on a new checkpoint. Something like that could be very cool. And so this mechanic has the potential for a lot of really awesome puzzles. But right now, primarily, the puzzles are staircasing. It doesn't really do anything with the mechanic beyond the staircases. And so I think that that's something that would really make the game stand out, is thinking about all the interesting ways you can build puzzles around these core mechanics. So yeah. But I think that the mechanic, the implementation works really well. And the fact that the staircasing works, is that like a secret, or is that from the... Is that just from the lighting? Is that a lighting effect? It almost feels like a secret, doesn't it? It is a secret. Hold on. Did I just discover a secret in this game? I did, but where does it go? I can't go any further in that hallway, but it's very interesting that there is just a secret hallway right here. Is that on purpose? I almost feel like that's an accident, right? Because there's nothing to do with it. It feels like maybe they just forgot to add collision to this spot right here, but why wouldn't they bake the collision into the tile set itself? Yeah, maybe it's a collision error. Yeah, it looks like it's a collision error that the lighting engine is showing off. But I will say, imagining this wasn't a collision error, this is a great way to hide a secret because it's revealed by the lighting. And that's really cool. Being able to notice that the lighting is off right there and you can go into that hallway is awesome. And if there was a secret in there, that would have been an extremely satisfying secret to find. So even if this was just a collision mistake, this is a good inspiration for being able to hide secrets in a game like this, if that's what you wanted to do. Yeah. In chat, they said this would be a banger secret if it was intentional. 100%. And so that is a good way to think about the cool lighting that you've set up, is like, how can you use this lighting in a way that enhances the gameplay? This is a perfect example of that, because this lighting enhanced the gameplay significantly, even if unintentional. But yeah, so I'd say really focus on the way you can use the mechanics of the game. Like the cloning mechanic is the big one, not necessarily the lighting. But how can you use this cloning mechanic in a way that makes the game more interesting? And how can you make really cool puzzles that are centered around this cool mechanic? But yeah, thanks for submitting, and very cool. Would love to see. Oh, that was 54 deaths. Oh, so I didn't even improve my time or anything. This is me saying hello from China, 6 in the morning. Hey, hello. Welcome in, Hanahina. Good to see you. Your timing was a little bit unfortunate because I think this is about the end of the stream, but thanks for stopping by to say hello. But yeah, cool game. Thanks for submitting. And if you enjoyed the stream or you were having a good time, make sure you click the like button. Appreciate it. And I will see you all next Saturday. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Peace. See you next time.